everyone, Joshua Hanlon here, and we are at BrickFair Virginia 2021, finally at an in-person convention together with
Brian Saviano. We're back, baby, we're back!
That's right. So anyone who watched the Quarantine Cast live streams or any of our other live streams will be familiar with Brian. But for anyone who hasn't seen this, maybe this is their first video where they're gonna hear all of your wonderful opinions on the LEGO community. Tell people a little bit about yourself.
Well, I love me some LEGO, Super Mario, anything pertaining to video games I share my knowledge with, and it's a pleasure to be here doing the tour with you and John back at the first show of the year. I'm overwhelmingly excited. There's an incredible amount of creations to take a look at, and buckle in, everybody. It's going to be a good one.
I'm glad you're a Mario fan because I don't think there's a single Mario creation on display.
There's at least 2 or 3. You people need to up the ante next year. There's not enough Nintendo. What are we doing? We'll figure it out over the course of the tour. Yeah,
we'll figure out what we're doing at some point during this tour, hopefully. But we'll start off right now with this massive build. This is by Jack, who you might be familiar with as Big Planes online. We featured a bunch of his stuff on Beyond the Brick. He makes his own great videos. This is, as you can tell, the Air Force One plane. Super massive, detailed model here. He's even got all of the printed, like, custom minifigures out front there. And I think is that Marine one, the helicopter next to it.
Yeah, and you can actually see a section of the inside of the plane over toward the left-hand side of the table where it's a ring, and it shows what the interior of it looks like. So instead of them needing to crack open the plane and show the building mechanics of it, you can see what it looks like right there. So works well for display, and it just adds overall to the amazingness of the model.
And I should mention, if this is your first time watching one of our tour videos, we'll have more in-depth videos on a lot of these builds, this one in particular, and then a lot of these other builds that we talk about on the stream. You can find in-depth tour or videos of on Beyond the Brick as well. This here is the Empire Lug display, which is a bunch of Star Wars stuff, but there's lots of other Star Wars stuff as well besides this.
Yeah, they're scattered all throughout, but Empire Lug has brought it to the next level with what Jay brought, with what David has, Matt, etc. This is next level stuff. Take a look at it.
This is a great opportunity for me to put on display my lack of Star Wars knowledge, as I don't recognize any of these builds.
I can compensate a little bit. I'm not the most up on Star Wars, but I probably know a smidge more than you. So.
This is the Battle of Deveron. That appears to be what this is. What stands out here is I think that's dark red, the color there, which is not a color you see used a ton in builds, but that with kind of the dark tan makes that build look great.
Yeah, and you can see the varying colors of dark red, which normally you would not want. You'd want that consistency, but because it's a floor, it adds a little bit more wear and tear to the flooring and gives it a lot more personality and character. It's used very well here.
This build to the right then, I love the kind of like hexagon type of layout here to create that floor surface, the Battle of Christophsis. We'll go with that.
Yeah, we will indeed go with that. Anytime you're building like walls as floors, like that sideways technique, it's very interesting and a lot more time consuming than you might think, different than just putting plates down. So I did a great job on that technique there.
Over here we've got a giant Imperial AT-AT, however you pronounce it, we'll go with that. This crate build here, we actually just did a video on this, so up very recently on the channel. As of the recording of this video, we have an in-depth video with the builder Jonathan Snyder on this, so you can check that out. This is Halo 3, so I guess there's some non-Star Wars stuff in this layout.
Yeah, I mean, anything pertaining to a little bit of war, the Empire Lugs are there for it, and Halo. Got some video game representation here, Battle of Red versus Blue. You love to see that from Halo 3. That's The Last Resort by Shane Harris.
That's right. You've got City Watch, some smaller builds here, some famous art pieces, whatever it might be on display there. Shout out to their collection of chips in the middle of this display.
You think we have enough clout to like sneak in there and like take some chips?
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by the Osprey as well. I just noticed they have one of the Osprey kits sitting there.
This really shows our prerogatives. I saw the chips, you saw the Osprey. It's like, different priorities for the tour video this evening.
So you'll notice, so we're recording this Friday night of the show, this portion. There's still some people setting up before the public days. So this build here, which it looks like it says it's an Imperial Communications Base, maybe, I'm assuming that's the right mock card. There's a lot of good stuff happening, but maybe not fully set up right now.
Yeah, you're seeing some behind-the-scenes development here, everybody. Raw and in person, or digitally for you guys, I guess.
Just in person for us, Brian. That's how the internet works.
Yeah, right.
This build's great. The Battle of Ringo Vinda. I like all the little crates there.
That name looks familiar. That's by that Matt guy.
Oh,
Matt,
I've heard of him. Yes.
he's a little overrated beyond the Brick contributor. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah.
Here's a giant juggernaut build. This goes well with that huge AT-AT.
That's a clone turbo tank. If you're familiar with the Clone Wars and Episode 3, good stuff there.
Come around to the Battle of Geonosis with this very unique color that makes the whole base up.
Yeah, that's David Hall for you, man. He didn't bring the flex of having the UCS Republic gunship there, but he made good use of the variety of minifigures and really having an eye-catching build with that brown color Geonosis is known for.
It's good to see a builder like David tackling a larger project like this because I know he doesn't push himself very often.
No, David, he thinks too small scale, and this forces him to think outside the box. You know, he's done this thing called Kashyyyk is a little too small. This is big. This is good.
I like it. Keep up the good work. Then we have the largest build at this display. This is, what's the name of this base? Starkiller base. That's what it is. Man, I actually remembered something for once.
Oh, look at that. Wow, this is by Rich Boy J over here. This build puts anything that I've seen so far to shame. We just started, but man, this is an incredible, incredible build using all sorts of multicolored pieces to keep this thing afloat, and the variety of minifigures here is incredible. You got a custom TIE fighter in the back, and just it's eye-catching, and that's the thing you want to see when you walk into BrickFair Virginia 2021. It sets a precedent for the rest of the show.
The insane thing is this was only like a third or a quarter of the whole layout he had at Brick Rodeo in Texas when he had this whole thing on display, so it really is mind-blowing. We will keep moving over this way then. So there's a variety of different displays here. Some of this stuff in this section is kind of like lugs. This is, I think, a Technic section right here. So you see lots of different very technical builds. This is a self-playing glockenspiel, not running right now, unfortunately. And then it looks like we'll have some more builds coming soon. Hopefully there's a witch cat.
Oh, there's Mario.
Oh, there's a Mario level.
Hey, there he is. That's my sweet, beautiful boy.
The Mario course generator, it says.
Hey, I'm down for that. I want to see this in motion when the operator is around. The possibilities that you can do with Lego Super Mario, don't knock it, everybody. There's a lot going on in that little brick there.
Look at this apparatus that they have him hooked into here.
Yeah, he's like a robot. You know, like I mean, I'm fine with it. Whatever pushes Mario to his limits, I'm down for it.
Some very impressive kind of sports car builds, the big in the style of the large Lego car kits. I like this rock crawler on top of the VW there. That's a nice build. This is iLug New York, so that's the New York Lego users group.
Yeah, right in the front here, speaking right to me, we got Taco Bell, Pizza Hut.
KFC?
KFC is a little nasty. I don't want to set the comments ablaze, but you know.
I just hope we run into Denny's at some point. But
let's not hope for that. We have a classic Taco Bell, all the classic-looking vibes for these fast food chains. It's very different from what you see.
Taco Bell is so cool. I love that.
They're gonna make a comeback one of these days. They'll realize. Got to bring that back.
So this will be the first of many variations on the train around the outside city layout themes that we'll be showing today. For anyone who's seen other tour videos, these are very common and popular, and every lug kind of has their own unique buildings and trains and everything that they run, so it's always neat to see these. Lots of modular type buildings.
Yeah, and it's a good implementation of custom modulars and then the ones that you see from Lego. So they're working with what they want to do for themselves as custom builders, but then great display pieces as well.
I like the colors on these train cars here, just going, one bright color after another.
Yeah, absolutely. Wholeheartedly agree.
So you'll notice some blank space. Again, not everybody's set up here. Here is...
That's from Celeste. Celeste is a very difficult video game that Joshua will never play.
When I walked up, I was like, this looks like something from a video game.
Yeah, Celeste, a very, very difficult game, but a very beautiful game in its story and everything. So
I like the mock card that says the memorial dedicated to those who perished on the climb.
Yeah, you're known to die hundreds and hundreds of times, and that's the whole point of the game. It's very powerful in that way.
This expertise is why I'm glad we have you here.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's some swans.
Look at those swans. There they are. In case you're missing some swans on the tour, there you go, man.
Purple monster truck is pretty cool. Okay, now we're going to round the corner. Now this is getting into some of the good stuff here. So there's much larger military sections, but we've got a little bit on display here. It's MH6 Little Bird, a couple of tanks here T-34 and a Sherman, just to whet your appetite for that World War II history. Brian, I know you're excited about that.
I am as amped up as I ever have been, man.
This is a Roman era build. You don't see a lot of builds from this era here, which I wish there was a lot more. I wish LEGO would make a line from this, but this is Roman occupied Judea, so super cool. Lots of different, like the Roman minifigures that they've released over the years in the collectible minifigure series, and then the architecture here is done really well too.
You gotta love that they use the cape pieces as a canopy for a little marketplace right there. The capes can be used for so much more than just as capes, and that demonstrates it right there excellently.
That's right. Building tips from world-renowned builder Brian Saviano.
You know, you see so many creations, and you get a lot of inspiration, you know?
Let's see. This looks like a Civil War build. This is Cadets Charge at New Market. So yeah, this is a Civil War, American Civil War build here. So you see kind of like a big house in the background, and then the actual battlefield over there. I like it. Let's see what else. Oh, is this based on the Lego Tower? That's like a mobile game, right?
Yeah, that's a mobile game, and this is built by Straw Bricks. He had different sections that he modeled after the game itself, and it's still going strong. It's been out for a long time, and these are pretty accurate to what the game is, so great job on it.
That's right. Here's the other side of that layout we were showing you earlier, some more modular buildings. They're kind of unique in that they have a monorail running around the whole thing as well.
Monorail? Oh my goodness, that's some hot commodity around here, man. Jeez.
There's nothing Lego City fans like more than some monorail, and space fans.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to space yet. We'll get there.
We'll turn around then and just start showing this section here. I don't think there's any particular lug. This looks like just kind of mostly miscellaneous stuff. We can start here with the spaceship right on the corner. This is the Crucible. Lots of I like the little tiny like micro ships flying out the side.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Gives you a good sense of scale for a build like this. You can imagine this being a massive battleship going through the skies. It's awesome.
And we'll keep walking down this way. There's some large characters. This Dauntless, like a steampunk type vibe. That's always really cool. Oh, I like this. Oh, thank you. There's the builder. Turned on the lights for us. There's movement. I love it. Great job. Oh, back there. There you go. This is Dr. Ivan's Mad Lab.
Yeah, I love the sense of motion, and anytime you can add lights into a build to give better perspective, especially for younger viewers, that's what you want to see. Adds a lot more personality, a lot more life into it, so shout out to the builder for thinking of that.
I know you like kind of those monster type themes, so I think this probably fits into that.
Yeah, and the fact that there's so much going on underneath, but then up top, it's very ominous and very decrepit intentionally. Adds a lot of flavor to the bottom portion.
Fantastic work. Let's see. Here's the Phoenix. Kind of a fighter there spinning around. Little robot build. Check out. Ooh, Angry Birds. Wow. There's a throwback.
That's not that throwback. I mean, I just don't want to be that old. But, you know, great to see Angry Birds represented on a little iPhone too. That's awesome. Yeah. I love this. And everyone was worried about COVID. This giant monster back here with the Earth. That's one of my favorites so far. That's fantastic.
So these types of smaller builds are what I love about doing these tour videos, because as you're just walking around the show, it's easy to overlook some of these small builds, but as we're walking around and doing this tour and really taking a close look at everything, thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, great stuff.
And then you've got like Commando Kitty here with the Unikitty. What is this, the final boss? There's some more. These are all Unikitty themed, yes.
Graduating in 2020 in a nutshell. I love that one. Man, you need like a giant, a facade of a bank in the back with like stacks of money, them taking the money from the graduate.
Oh, okay.
That make it even more accurate. Anyways.
This build here is a white castle. It has like everything white in it, apparently. There's horses. Anything else that stands out to you here?
Yeah, it's a hodgepodge, a beautiful hodgepodge of so many white, unique pieces going on that add a lot of character into what the build is. You got the glow-in-the-dark ghost, ice cream saxophone, the basketball nets. You got a little Bionicle reference in there. There's a lot going on in here that really adds a lot of character to the whole thing. And the fact that it's on a turntable, the builder can showcase every aspect of the build and really demonstrate it for all the kids that come by.
Perfect. Next you see a great ball contraption kit. So I think this is one of the kits from the workshops that they do at this show every year, which is like this show, Brick World Chicago. Some of these bigger Lego shows do these fantastic great ball contraption workshops, which helps introduce people to the GBC, something that we always love covering as well.
Yeah, and you can actually get one of those at this show, and there's actually different modules. They have it to different brick fairs, so if you happen to collect them all, you can make your own GBC module and add it as a little keepsake from BrickFair Virginia.
Around the corner with some bigger characters, you got Spaceman, let's see, like a baseball player, I want to say there.
Yep, you got a baseball player, you got Spaceman Benny, you have the Ninja Turtles, a duck, minifigure, you have these really awesome glasses, there's minions, there's so much going on in this little corner. And those larger scale figures I'm always a fan of. So massive shout out to the builder Donna from, what's that? Oh, Missouri. There we go. Gotta love seeing that out of Missouri.
Small prints on some of these mock cards. The minions, there's a little like GBC example as well.
Yep. Gotta be a fan of minions, man. They're very popular commodity there.
I know you love checking out all the new Minion sets as soon as they're released.
Yeah, no, it's my only sealed collection I have. Yeah.
Got to keep the important stuff around. Here's some nice, like an underground bunker with some great lighting in there. It's always great when builders add that lighting, you kind of see more of the details.
Absolutely. It's a very similar, like kind of like a Fallout shelter sort of a vibe, which that's exactly what it is. It's an underground bunker. So, yeah, there you go.
Ooh, what do we have here? Speaking of lighting, check this out. This is Dotstortion panel, the RBG light box. Wow.
That is certainly eye-catching. It has a glow-in-the-dark, night light, sort of black light aesthetic. Like that's gonna grab your attention when you're driving by it, walking by it, going through a variety of colors on the outskirts there. It's an art piece in itself right there, and an excellent use of those dots parts that might not be as common in builds.
And then this is like a Wipeout. Yes, that's what it is. I knew I'd seen this build before, but yeah, I can remember.
Yeah, having the giant red balls, I forget what exactly they were used for in a set, but having them here, like that's taking an uncommon piece and really adding more life into it. That's a perfect example of what you can do with some of the older Lego parts.
The water is very nice there as it's about to get broken up with the guy falling in. Here's a carousel, kind of a like carnival. Let's see, what is this, like a corn maze? Then you've got the carousel, and then another ride on the left there.
Yeah, you're used to seeing corn out in Indiana, so that should feel right at home for you. We have a beautiful, distinct take on a carousel too, with the white and dark red color scheme. You don't see many things like that. It's like a futuristic sort of a vibe to it. Very, very nice job here.
The Wrath of Poseidon is this last row. Oh, so it's like the Greek temple in the middle there. Here's some, let's see, elves, friends. You don't see a whole lot of this stuff at Lego shows.
Yeah, but anytime you see elves, I always get excited that the color scheme that was in the elves line is fantastic, and you're seeing a great display of the various sets and making something of it that adds a whole new life to it.
And then we'll show a few final characters down here. Some Bionicle Hero Factory. I think even some Hero Factory there. There's the Mountain Dew bot.
There we go. You know, you love to see the marriage of Hero Factory and Bionicle, you know. Normally it's one or the other, but all those parts are useful in their own ways and make for some awesome construction figurines. And the Mountain Dew bot, clearly the favorite out of these ones here.
Let's go around the corner over to these tables over there. So we'll head over to what I believe is the section where some of the Lego Masters contestants have set up their builds, if I'm not mistaken here. So there's actually a bunch of people from both the first and the second season, which is currently still airing as we're recording this video, who are here at the show, right?
Yeah, it is a star-studded event this weekend, man. Anyone who's anyone is here. And you have a great lineup of builds from Jen, Randall. There's so many different creators on here. I'm seeing is that a Tyler Kleitz build over here, man? Oh, man. You gotta love to see Tyler strutting his stuff at BrickFair, man.
I can't believe you just overlooked Mario and Luigi over there.
I was so dumbfounded by the carrot, and Tyler, the Grammy over here that Randall did it's excellent. You know, that goes to show how overcome I was with awesome stuff. You know, you got a Wu-Tang build, like, yeah, you gotta love to see that variety there, and that 3D Wu-Tang. Oh man, it's just great stuff.
It's a cyberpunk gunslinger. That's pretty. Yeah, that's cool. I like the golden bullets there on the front of it.
Yeah, a nice industrial cyberpunk vibe, of course. So, What If I Never Come Back Again is the name of that mock right there. By Philip of Lego Masters, of course. And that is an art piece. You could see that at the Lego house right there. Beautiful.
The sled up front is really nice as well.
Yeah, I can't tell what style that is, but it's so captivating in its own way and distinctly in that style.
Some Aaron Newman's characters, the Demogorgon, the Terminator, Sauron.
Do you know what Demogorgon's from, Joshua?
Stranger Things.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
You can just do little pop quizzes throughout and see how I'm doing.
Yeah, just to keep you on tabs. Yeah, beautiful Demogorgon.
Yes. It's like a little box. That's a nightlight. It's like a Lego nightlight.
Yeah, that's cool. Glowstone.
This is Mark and Steven Erickson's giant serpent build. So we have an in-depth video on this as well that we covered at a previous show. This thing, the lights in it are incredible, and then just the sense of movement with the serpent's body that they were able to get such nice kind of rounded technique to create that looks fantastic.
Yeah, and I think during the public days there's some dry ice as an effect out of the mouth there. Can't wait to see it.
Now we're moving into a whole bunch of very classic old sets. So some of this stuff is really old over here. I don't even know exactly what years this stuff on the left is first from. But then you've got some classic space things moving into some of the original Technic sets.
Yeah, having a history of Lego. Some fans might be like, well, I don't want sets at these sort of shows, but having a history of what Lego has come from is so educational and valuable to have, especially for a younger audience who's like, oh, I only know Mario or whatever. These are the roots. This is what drove the community to become what it is today. And all these sets, I'm sure you're looking at these now, man, there's some classics in here. Ice Planet Adventurers, you have so much going on here. It's awesome to have this.
These big giant figs here. This is some classic stuff for sure.
Yeah, you're talking 1980s down toward this way. Schoolroom, you got the bedroom. So this is what, the parents and the grandparents are like, yeah, this is it right here,
This is where Lego peaked.
I wouldn't say, well, it's an evolution over the years in a positive way.
That's right.
This is a classic. You're talking from the vault down toward this way.
I've never even seen this. This is an old piano from 1973. Wow.
Yeah, good luck buying that on BrickLink. It'll cost you an arm and a leg, man. It's great, but it's important to have this here as an education tool.
That's right. So then we'll just go across here and start down this aisle and keep hitting everything. So our goal with these tours is always to show as much as we can of all of the builds. We'll do our best to be 100% thorough, but we sometimes might miss one or two small things.
That's just the nature of the beast. There's so much great stuff to look at, but yeah.
That's right. So this first build right here, we actually have the builder behind it, and we're definitely going to do a more in-depth video on this. But before we do that, why don't you just give us the 30-second overview on the tour here?
Are you serious? You caught me doing open minifig surgery here. Oh my gosh! I went all fleshy since last time. John Rudy hates that, so obviously going fleshy. So this is the Battle of the Koa. I have not done a battle mock in 5 years, so I had a number of folks ask me to do so. And of course I got all these leftover minifigs from Waterloo. So there it is. I wanted to build that bridge, and I wanted to build that chasm. And so this is a perfect battle to choose for that. And it's been a great build. This angle was a nightmare to build, but it was, I got it done. It was fun, and I'm looking forward to the interview later.
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank you.
You got yourself tangled up on the other side here.
That's true. Oh, now I'm inside. You guys are on the outside. What are we going to do?
What? You're the professional. Keep going. I don't know. Whatever you
like. John should be on the inside to show the builds here. But until then...
Sorry, how many tour videos have y'all done?
Apparently not enough. So this is some more historical builds. This was a Napoleonic battle right here in the snow. Then right here is Philadelphia from the American Revolutionary War era. So lots of great stuff. This doesn't have a particular title, but it looks like they're hunting ostriches. I love that kind of forced perspective sunset. Yeah,
and it looks like a pixelated effect back there, but it adds so much more to it. And the puffs of smoke coming out in the front there, it adds a a bit more motion to it, even though there's no Technic in there.
Here's a build, like a temple build from Pompeii. There's some great information on the side here that kind of answers some questions. But again, love this Roman era builds.
Yeah, we need like a paper mache volcano next to it, and then see what happens.
Classic. Here's a twisting terrain build. So just kind of a landscape type build here. Lots of great trees and elevation. Go around here. Work our way around.
That looks familiar. The Colosseum.
Is this the official set? I think it might be.
No, this is a lot larger. It's a lot larger.
It's just like a hollow in the middle. But yeah, this is a massive build of the Colosseum here. And here's extremely micro. I love that.
Man, you should have built that one on the 24-hour stream instead. You would have had a much easier time.
It's true. What is this build? This is a very interesting looking build here. The Island of Stability.
It looks like a depth map of some kind for like in between tectonic plates. That's what it looks like, but we don't have the builder here right now. I know it says Island of Stability by John, but yeah, I don't.
That's good enough. We'll go with that. This is kind of like architecture, sort of this section. So this is the Palladian Bridge here. Let's see. This is from a garden in England, it looks like. So that's where you can see this build.
It's very quaint. I like it.
Here is a Frank Lloyd Wright house that's up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So almost every LEGO show will have some kind of Frank Lloyd Wright build. Obviously, well-known architect that a lot of LEGO fans have done over the years.
Big tip for people that are having their mock on display. If you have an actual picture of it next to the build, that's key for perspective, because some people don't know what the original building is, and you got to show the similarities, and people can appreciate it that much more.
Beautiful Baroque cathedral next to that. I love the kind of like winding colonnade, great sand green roof.
Well, John, what's this? Is that some Jack Stone? Someone around the convention has been putting Jack Stone figures on people's displays. I don't know what the deal is. We have this beautiful cathedral.
They desecrated the sacred cathedral with that build.
And now there's Jack Stone. I don't think Matthew Gunning would want that, but hey, we're not gonna touch it. We're gonna leave it.
Starting here, actually, before we start this, we should go and actually we'll keep going down this way. It's just figuring out what the easiest way to go around and show everything. So this whole giant line is like all Egyptian inspired, basically, and some of this is kind of like movies and TV shows and stuff. Others just kind of Egyptian lore.
Yeah, you get Indiana Jones vibes out of this, and it kind of looks like a D&D sort of map too. If you really had to lay it out like that, you got aliens, of course. When you think of Egypt, you think aliens. When you think of Egypt too, you think Jack Stone coming out of the time portal there. That's very fitting, and the stoner strikes again.
Somebody count up the number of Jack Stone references Brian makes. We'll see how many there are around the show.
Yeah. Leave a comment in the video. How many stones can you find tossed around here?
Massive temple. That's super cool. Some more, like you said, Indiana Jones. There's a couple Indiana Jones scenes right here.
Yeah, and you have obviously the snakes. You can't have Indiana Jones without a bunch of snakes and him being petrified. And those awesome printed wall pieces in the back. Those are not easy to come by.
Classic Lego Egyptian sets. Just kind of a giant Sphinx right here. Plane crash.
I love that plane crash. Great stuff.
I like all the gold bars in there. It really makes you wonder what was going on.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting if in a display like this there was a little bit more story going from left to right. I know we kind of get a sense of that, but you go from a crashed plane to like a pterodactyl. So
Hey, you fill in the gaps with your own imagination.
Right, yeah, exactly. Just like Lego sets, exactly.
I love this raised platform over the crocodile and snake infested waters.
Yeah, and he's going after the gold crypt over there. Indiana Jones, he's having a time.
Next we get to the largest part of this whole display, which is the Pyramid of Anubis. And this has all of these different burial chambers in it and the tunnels for all of the ceremonies. You can see they've got a bunch of people in here right now. Also, check out the clear windows filled with treasure down there.
Yeah, and all those little pieces, they add a little bit more flair and shows you what's hidden inside the temple, because these minifigures don't quite know what's going on in each of these floors, so that's awesome to see. And these are rounded pillars over here. Wow. I don't know if I reckon that might be a custom part. Let us know.
I think that is, yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't do rounded columns back in the day, so that's awesome.
We've got this they even have this banner out front, so it really kind of sets the scene for everything.
Yeah, John's having trouble with that because he crossed the gap to get a more close-up look like a professional.
Let's see. Next, it's Pharaoh's funeral. So I guess that this kind of then leads into that pyramid that we were just looking at. Before that is the big fight. Now you've got some mummies fighting some like cave people.
Yeah, and those are triceratops without the horns. And when I first saw that, I'm like, what are those slug creatures? Because they kind of look like an ancient slug creature, but that's all they are. And well, no, the horns are on there. They just look really weird. So, and the stoner strikes again, right in the corner there, John. Right?
Oh, he blends in. That's a good catch.
That's a good one. The Jack Stoner strikes again.
Marketplace chase. So this is just like a whole bunch of minifigs set up of like market stalls, basically.
Yeah.
A couple of more Egyptian builds. Oh, this is Johnny Thunder right here. So yeah, you can see the iconic Johnny Thunder characters kind of running away there. That's great.
Yeah, any form of a modernized Johnny Thunder or Adventurers, I love seeing that because to me, Adventurers should come back in some capacity, like just an adventure Lego theme, and to see it with modern techniques and just a more stylized approach, I always love seeing that. So great job over here to Gary, who built this.
Then you've got Babylonian Ziggurat. So this has, obviously this steps up and then just kind of like layered cake almost type architecture to the golden minifigs there at the top.
Yeah, and it obviously caught the attention of the people of BrickFair Virginia on the last show because it was a staff favorite, and I can clearly see why. You have the green T-Rex down here kind of blending in a little bit, and it's minimalist but in a very elegant way.
Using those masonry bricks very, very nicely. Tom Bombadil's house, Fellowship of the Ring right here.
Hey, this is all you, man. I don't watch Lord of the Rings.
You don't have time to watch Lord of the Rings when there's too many Mario games to play.
Yeah, I'm not a nerd. Okay. The comments are gonna hate me for that one. Oh, mamma mia.
It's a Halo 4 build at least.
Hey, the Magnum comes in handy when you got nothing else. Never doubt a Magnum.
No Man's Sky. This had like a space vibe to it with a big black pillar.
Yeah, so you get information from these different areas of the game in No Man's Sky, a procedurally generated game that has so many planets on it, and a lot of customization in there. It's actually a pretty good representation of the game.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Heart Lake City Mall next to that, and then Jurassic Park. Ooh, some beautiful like micro scale building on that Jurassic Park build there.
Yeah, you would think you'd see a little more like micro scale in that sense, but it's very minimalist in that way. And to get the angles on those two side buildings there, it's awesome.
It's so clean looking, yeah. Next to that is, I think, the mansion from Knives Out. Fantastic movie. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
We actually, that's just something I've seen that you haven't. Who would have thought?
This tour video, it's going to be a long one.
A great movie there, and they captured the house very nicely.
Do you know what Rob is?
Nope, no idea.
The robotic operating buddy from back in the days of the Nintendo Entertainment System, known more recently in Super Smash Brothers. A very quirky character, but...
Okay, nobody asked you to read the Wikipedia page.
Okay, well, I don't even have my phone out for that.
No, this is why we do this as a team, to hopefully get through everything together.
Right, exactly.
There's a Rush build, tribute to the greatest band in the world, their words, not mine.
Well, Led Zeppelin, but...
It's like a Godzilla build, raining down destruction. I like the micro tanks there.
Yeah, the Godzilla, the fact that there's studs all along the outside to convey the scales, that's a nice touch and adds a lot of texture to what otherwise would have been a little bit harder to pull off.
Got a Jaws build, iconic Star Wars scene next to that as well.
Do you know the actual line from the movie?
No.
He says, like, no, I am your father. Not Luke, I am your father. See, I got a round of applause in the back, see, right? See, I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but I know that one, right? No, I am your father. So the more you know, everyone. There you go, exactly.
You're so full of knowledge.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate that. Thanks, man.
Next to that is Ghostbusters, a movie I still have yet to watch, despite...
How have you not watched Ghostbusters? The people in the back here are like, what are you doing? You know,
Everyone during the quarantine cast told me I just still haven't done it. I have seen The Matrix though.
I have not seen The Matrix, so we kind of balance out. You know. Have you seen Up? Have you cried to Up yet?
Yes. Wonderful moment.
I mean, not wonderful in the beginning. That's a little, but like, it's a very good movie. Oh wait, is this Kingdom Hearts? Oh man, wow. This is not necessarily like my cup of tea in terms of a game to play, but I can appreciate all of these different builds and the consistency between them. And all of these characters have names and backstories you could never pronounce.
Very true.
We could be here for a whole 24-hour live stream explaining the Kingdom Hearts lore. We're not going to do it, though. Not this time. All you got to know, there's some Heartless over here. You have Mickey, Sora, who's not in Smash Brothers, and all. Not yet. You never know. You never know. Disney, man.
I think you found your table here.
I'm not an anime. This is like a little bit, not. We're getting there. We're getting
closer. Are these Transformers? Some of them? Okay, there we go.
How could you not tell one of them is Optimus Prime?
Thank you. Fortunately, the builders are here to help us out. Thank you. So there's Optimus Prime. What do we have? We're coming to the end of this display here. Here's some tiny micro scale. I like the use of that drill as like mountains, what I'm assuming there.
Yeah, do you know what the name of the Ghostbusters car is?
Ecto 1.
Okay, at least you know that.
Shout out to Kirk and his review. That's the only reason I know.
Okay, really? Wow. Oh man, have you seen Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah, that's a nice one. And the Santa mech over here, great.
That Santa mech is pretty sweet. Look at that. Look at the tree gun. That's great.
The microscale Batmobile too. Lots of little details in here. Excellent job.
And then this is the creative process right here. That's what this table is.
This is what my mind feels like all the time. Always a constant work in progress. Will it get cleaned up? We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Okay, so we'll get John out of the bars here real quick.
We're getting John out of prison on this one. Come on, John, hop the fence. Here we go. Hey, there we go.
So the question now is, should we keep going down the wall or should we go into the middle section?
We can take a sprint down here.
Okay. So we'll go around this middle section here. So I think this is generally like pop culture, maybe this whole general area. This right here is the Addams family house. I believe that's what that is, at least. That's what the mock card says.
Yeah, the Charles Addams childhood home by Jennifer in New Jersey. So having these discolored, whatever, white pieces here, you normally don't want that, but that shows the age. That shows that this is a old facility here. It's seen some days.
That's right. This is the village of Burke. I guess all of this right here is from the same movie, right?
This is a movie. Oh, How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, yeah. No, unfortunately, I'm not familiar. A little bit. I know this is Toothless over here.
I know we've covered some Lego builds based on this. People make really cool builds, so it must be an impressive movie.
Yeah, it's a nice gateway for castle, medieval aesthetics, so it's nice to see.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I love the all grayscale use of the minifig parts there. I think an Indiana Jones torso on that one.
Yeah, you have a nice way to convey zombies without having the sort of heads, Awesome to see them make something unique of it.
This build is titled Audrey 2.
I don't know what happened to Audrey 1.
We'll leave that for the viewers. This is a celebration of all things Denmark. You've got the relief map. Is that I don't know, a flower pot?
Someone's really trying to get in with the Lego people over there, man. Oh, actually, Scott is half Danish and proud of it. Here are some builds to celebrate the wonderful Danish flag. There you go. You have Katra. I don't know what exactly that is from, but shout out to Kodiak who made it. We have the Apprentice MacGruber, which I don't know what that's from. Do you know what that's from?
No, I feel like this is where we're gonna start falling apart in this pop culture section.
Jeez, we got to dial it back. We got to get recomposed here.
Slaughterhouse 5 in 1984. That's what these two builds represent here. I am familiar with those, so great representations there. I like that. here's bookends from, I think, the Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah, so you have obviously the iconic light post and the wardrobe from the movie and from the book series. So awesome, nice scaled model, perfect for bookends.
This is like various levels of the same character, I guess you'd call this. Even like the Technic one at the very end.
Yeah, awesome to see this progression, this evolution, if you will. And also some other construction type builds to go with it. You got Link right there. So
Shield is amazing.
yeah, there's some great techniques there, along with the what seems to be the Master Sword. You have some potions, the hook shot, bow, all sorts of awesome additions that go with Link.
There you go. This face is pretty scary.
Do you know what game that's from?
What do you think the answer is going to be?
I don't know. That's Undertale. That's Sans. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, so very, very fun game. If you're a fan of Earthbound, you're going to love that. And I love that. So he's called Sans because anytime he talks in the game, the text is in Comic Sans.
Oh.
Just like the mock card, too. So that's even more fitting. It's good stuff. Nice job, Seth.
This is #1 Pro Hero.
From My Hero Academia. Although I'm not a anime fan by nature, My Hero Academia is one of the most iconic and celebrated anime that is out there. So nice to have a bust of that here.
These builds are fantastic here. I just love all. These are all by Daniel is the builder's name here. So this is like a little like dinosaur character almost.
Yeah, this is from Horizon Zero Dawn. It looks like inspired at least.
Yeah, I think it says HCD there.
Yep, exactly. So awesome to see. This is Thok. Oh, look at this Thok rendition. That's like a armored up Thok. I gotta talk about this one a little bit more when I see the builder. That's awesome. Love seeing that.
That's like a fully upgraded Thok.
Yeah, that's the Thok I want to give and get. You know, that's great.
The Metal Gear build down here. Let's see. Metalworks Tiger. This character is really, really fun. I love that. Wilbur from this is a game you're familiar with. I've heard of this game.
Yeah, very familiar with Animal Crossing New Horizons. So whenever you're taking off to another player's island, Wilbur is the one to fly you over there, and the scale and the techniques used for like the glasses and the colors, the blue and the yellow pop so well. The beak is using what looks like a bionicle shoulder piece. This is something like I would talk to the builder and be like, hey, how much would you want for that? Because I would love to have something like that in my collection. This is fantastic.
If Daniel watches this video, reach out to Brian.
Yeah, you know where to find me.
This character is amazing. It's got the great little like stand down there, and then the horse build. That face is fantastic. The red samurai character itself. There's so much to appreciate here.
Yeah, and you have to worry about weight distribution in that sense because, if it's leaning too much forward, then it's going to topple over. You really got to be cognizant of that.
Couple of, let's see, Redwall, and then like a Texas like cowboy there.
Yeah, very unconventional methods for making these characters, but that makes them stand out that much more. You have this kind of gunmetal armor on this mouse here, and I'm not a big fan of mice as they invaded my office, but I'm a fan of this mouse right here.
There's a bit of a war going on between you and them right now.
Yeah, well, we're not on good terms. Not on good terms. But I am on good terms with the Samus bust over here from Metroid. Shout out to Metroid Dread coming out soon, man. Love seeing the Metroid popping out, and then any Metroid representation in Lego form, I'm a fan of.
I think, are those bananas for like the torso of it?
Yeah. And you get some like Bionicle pieces for the shoulder parts. So, Bionicle may not be continuing officially today, but there's still plenty of uses you can get from the part selection there.
We've got some builders still hard at work here. So what is this build?
This is the Five Nights at Freddy's Brickheads. You know that game?
Are you familiar with Five Nights at Freddy's?
I don't play scary games. I'm a chicken. So jump scares, I'm familiar with what it is. I knew that was the case. These animatronics will leave you sleepless for a couple nights if you don't know what to expect, man. Great Brickheads renditions of the crew.
So are these lights you're putting out here then?
Yeah, for the light show tonight. Okay. Yeah, just setting up kind of stage lights. Kind of goes with the theme too.
Well, thank you. Keep up the good work. Fantasia, this is like a Disney build.
Yeah, so when it all when the room floods and Mickey's like, I don't know what I'm doing, whoa! And then the brooms come to life, and they're pouring it all out. Like, that's a very, very well done scene, especially in Lego with all these studs of clear. It just catches your attention, especially with the eyes going on. Not the eyes. It catches your eyes toward it because of how awesome it is.
There we go. Betrayal at House on the Hill. This is like, I believe, a board game. They've kind of captured it here with Lego.
Yeah, you said it. You said it right there.
Lots of different rooms. I like that. There's a character you'll recognize.
Yeah, you got Metal Sonic. You have Eggman variant. You have Jet Set Radio. Johnny Lightfoot. There's so much going on with the, and this is more Bionicle inspired construction. Like, great use of these parts and making something that has such a distinct vibe from anything else. And I'm loving. Very posable, a lot of character going on.
I'm glad you found something you finally recognize.
Yes, absolutely. It's been a struggle, but a good struggle.
This is Star Trek. Even I can tell that.
Yeah, I can tell that. Unfortunately, I cannot speak to it, but I'm familiar relatively with Star Trek.
These look like Beyond the Brick employees.
You know, actually, every video John does, it gets sent off to an editing station that looks exactly like this. I've seen it before. It's a multi-million-dollar facility. I can only hope I see like at least a 1% royalty. I'll be set for life.
It's quite the operation, folks. Even got some lights in there. Here's a Stargate build. I think we saw some renditions similar to this earlier as well.
Yeah, very, like, you can see where Lego Dimensions got their idea for the portal and whatnot from. That's where I see a lot of familiarity here. And again, always appreciating lights and builds.
Here is Brian's all-time favorite movie depicted wonderfully here with Lego.
Well, I haven't seen Frozen, but I've seen the Frozen Castle set that came out recently, and this is just upping it by 500 with the mountainous.
The mountain really is done well, especially the merging of the gray kind of rock with the white snow caps on there. Fantastic.
And it makes the translucent blue pop that much more. And then I'll say it for the 500th time, everybody. The lights, it just adds that much more to it. The Easter eggs on the side, there's a Yeti who's going after a frozen treat, it looks like. Just so much character going on with a build like this. And I can tell there's going to be a lot of little kids running up to this like, let it go. And then, you know, unfortunately, you might get a little annoyed over the weekend with kids saying, let it go, but, you know.
So is this your build here?
This is my build, yes.
Fantastic. So you had the lights and the movement in there. So you capture kind of everything that Brian looks for.
Thank you. Yeah, it had to, because the one that did come out by Disney, it was more white than ice, and I said, no, we need to get rid of that. So I took it and put two of them together and made this one, and then it needed to light up, so we added the mosaic, so the cheese wedges that are just wedged in there, and I loved it so much we did another one. And then the snow was a challenge. The mountain took the longest because this is the nets with the 3 layers to get the draping and the fabric look. But I mean, let it go, and you can't go without being Elsa, and you know, she might show up tomorrow for the public.
There you go.
So, like, take a look. I don't know if you got a good look at this, John. The work going on in here with these slopes.
It's just tension.
It's just tension on that. Wow, that's incredible. Great job.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. This is a Haunted Mansion build, also a Disneyland build, I believe.
Yeah, it's very well put together. So this is before the ghost took over, maybe. Not quite as haunted, but it's good to see it in its heyday.
This build next to it, I actually recognize this build because this is one of the few shows that I've actually seen all the seasons of. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, absolutely hilarious. Highly recommend this show if you have not checked it out. This is like the stand-up like comedy bar from the show, basically, where she performs in the beginning of the first season. There's a lot of the main characters all mixed in there. Love the details, like all those printed tiles on the back wall, kind of creating the mosaic artwork almost on the back wall there is fantastic.
Yeah, I haven't seen the show myself, but this looks like those like studio builds that Legos come out with, Seinfeld and Big Bang Theory, but just one-upped so much.
I think it's interesting. So Benjamin the Builder here says on the mock card, or I think on his kind of info card over there, the wall can actually come down a little bit, so you can kind of see inside there. Oh, here's the builder right now. There we go. Thank you.
Howdy, how's it going, everybody? So this is the Gaslight Cafe from The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, one of my favorite TV shows. And I took very good care to make it as close to the actual show as I possibly could. So I took screenshots of every single frame that this cafe was in, and I studied it, and here's the result. So here, let me show you a little bit more. This can pop out as well, so you can get a nice deep view inside. And this is from season 1, episode 1, when she is all distressed that she just got divorced, and then she wanders on down to this cafe, drunk in her nightgown, and gives the best stand-up routine that anyone's ever heard. So there you go.
Fantastic. Thank you. No, it's a wonderful build there. And this is also yours next door as well.
Yeah. So this was, it's called Autumn in Paris, inspired by the film An American in Paris. And hold on, this here, got to fix that real quick.
Oh, you got to have all the plants in the right spot.
That's right, very important. So, of course, I love the new orange foliage elements, and I tried for a long time to figure out what to do with them. And I also got my hands on a few of these dark green light posts. So I put them all together and said, why don't I make a nice Parisian street scene here? So that's what I did. Lots of good details. The patisserie there, serving the best croissants around, you know, so it's pretty good.
Thank you. Great work. Thank you. Really nice TV and movie inspired builds there.
Yeah, absolutely. You have a Good Mythical Morning, a much more successful podcast and show than the Quarantine Cast, but you gotta love.
Just slightly more successful.
Yeah, you gotta love what Dalek Bricks, aka Kyle, does from Illinois. Have you seen Joker?
I have not. No.
Oh, man.
But we do live in a society, don't we?
We live in a society. Although I can't recommend it because I only recommend family-friendly things all the time.
Thank you. That's good. Yes. You would never recommend anything not family-friendly.
No, I got to keep it pure. But this is a very awesome mock from a movie. Not a good movie. I can't say a good movie, but a movie.
This looks like kind of album art here.
Yeah, you got some album artwork by Post Malone and Juice WRLD. So really, you don't see as much of this as you might think, like custom album artwork made in Lego, like that's a whole different thing that you could get into, and it's just not done as often.
Sure. I know Nick Jensen has also done some fantastic stuff with that as well. Here's Alice in Wonderland, Tea Party, lots of color, lots of little details to take in there.
Yeah, it's like a little diorama, and using what was the clown hairpiece in blue as like these flowers, like almost like blueberries. That's an excellent use of that part.
Let's see, Tentacle Acres.
Have you seen this episode of SpongeBob?
Have I seen any episodes of SpongeBob?
Have you not? Okay, so Squidward gets sick of living next to SpongeBob and Patrick, and he's like, I'm going to live with my people everywhere. And then he gets sick of that eventually because Squidwards are all boring. So this is a more modern rendition of the Squidward house multiplied by 6, and really awesome to have all the different like variations of Squidward and what they do in the day-to-day activities. A very interesting mock and episode to pull from, but I like that you can actually crack open some of these and see the interiors. Great stuff here.
Yeah, these blue like Easter Island head houses are super cool. I like that.
Yeah, and if SpongeBob ever came back, it'd probably look something like this, so it's really, really cool to see the details.
Couple of, you got a Garfield mosaic, another little Disney build there as well, and then a giant lion with like a tree. There's even like a village on the back of it.
Yeah, this is like a moving sort of society, kind of like a Mad Max inspired deal in some way. This is a spirit lion. This is by Liam, guardian of the Izui Inganayama. Man, my vision's going, but it's great work here.
Yes, excellent. I love the face when you're looking straight on as well. Oh, this is a beautiful build.
Yeah, you recognize that one. That's from Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. You actually talked to him on a Separate Ideas episode.
We did. I had a chance to meet the builder earlier today in person. So if anyone watched our Ideas Spotlight stream on this build, then you'll recognize it. But not only the rock base, but the character itself just looks fantastic.
Yeah, you have the Korok in the back, and then the Egg Buddy in the front here is from Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, probably plays into Breath of the Wild 2 a little bit, so exciting stuff here. And not just this, but then you have Michael Jordan. This one I'm loving up here by Liam as well. just the life that's sprung into the Michael Jordan here is awesome. And like, what an iconic pose, you know?
Michael Jordan of the Space Jam movie fame.
Yes, only Space Jam. Exclusively Space Jam. You have swordsman here, not Ray. Not Ray. It's a swordsman. But good stuff by Liam here as well.
This is Brickster's Spider-Verse, New York City. Oh, lots of Spider-Man characters.
Yeah, you're having Spider-Man, you're having all the different iterations of the character itself, the villains, heroes. You have an Iron Man, a graffiti mosaic down one of those alleyways there, a nice signage on the deli.
Yes. For New York City, that's a must.
Yeah, you got to have delis and bagels everywhere, and dollar slices of pizza.
This next thing is like a tabletop gaming setup using Lego. So there's all sorts of rules. It looks like they use playing cards. This looks like there's a lot going on here with this game, but I'm sure it's fun to play.
Yeah, and I haven't seen as much classic Western in a while, and this is quintessential classic Western. It looks like it's a simpler building style. There's not a lot of like greebling techniques or anything, but that's what it was, you know. And not that I grew up back then, but you know, it fits the bill for what the build is supposed to be.
That's right. No, it's a great looking Western village there. Some classic space stuff laid out. Looks like there's even a build in progress back there. Minecraft.
Gotta love Minecraft, man. Yep. Godzilla versus Kong. What a match made in heaven. Which one you going with? Godzilla or Kong?
Kong.
Really? Yeah. Well, do I want to spoil the movie? I don't think I want to spoil the movie. Well,
I'm never going to watch it, so you can spoil it.
I'll spoil it for everyone at home. Kong needed a sword to even stand a chance against Godzilla. So Godzilla can like rip your mouth open and then like do the flame breath in. No, sorry. I got to go Godzilla. I'm going Godzilla.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree on this one.
Very, very roundabout way of me saying it, but yes. Awesome builds here.
Yes. This is done by Patrick Higgins. Shout out to the gold Beyond the Brick. The rarest Beyond the Brick collectible there is out there.
Yeah, so when I released the Luigi ASMR, everybody, got to up these numbers. And I need one of these. You would think I work for these guys here and there, but I got nothing. Nope.
No, that's right. No free favors here. But this is his second edition of iconic movie scenes. So we have a video covering his first edition, and we'll actually have a more in-depth video on each of these as well. But there's movement in these, all sorts of great movie scenes here. Which one of these is your favorite, like catches your eye, or any particular favorites here?
Ooh, the Logan one. He's on the spear. That's great.
I don't think you're supposed to laugh at that scene.
Well, you know, it's not a scene I expect to see in Lego. Grinch with the tree, that's a good one too. The Lion King, you know, showing what's the name of the lion? Oh man, Simba. Why did I forget Simba's name? Simba. It's just.
Oh, we should. Oh, can you demonstrate the play feature on Shrek and see if it works here? Earlier there was some trouble.
see.
Oh, there, he didn't fall off. There we go.
Wow. Yeah, you get out of the swamp, man. Got to get out of it. You have Matrix is good. Man, this is cool. Yeah. Ooh. Oh, and it spins too. Just like, you're good. You're good. That's good stuff. I like it.
You've earned Brian's respect just as we've gone down here.
There's no Mario here. But, well.
It was a Mario movie, right? He could make that.
You could make the 1980s version with Bob Hoskins.
I think that's considered a masterpiece of cinema.
It's considered a master of something, but, you know, I'll convince you one day. Anyway.
We'll keep going for now then.
Yeah, always good to see, again, you know, collections on display. You have Hogwarts, the entirety of the new and old Harry Potter sets. You have the 20th anniversary figures there. Hopefully there's a couple more golden figures coming soon. You know, maybe a Hagrid or Professor Dumbledore. We'll have to wait and see, complete that collection. But yeah, you have basically everything here, I'm pretty sure, right? Is this everything Harry Potter for the collection? Wow, good stuff. Awesome to see. Everything in one place, too. So, takes up a lot of room, too, more than you might realize. Yeah. It's over here. Oh, you had one small section, and then, yeah, even especially with...
Yeah, it goes all the way down here.
Yeah, and the lights inside of, Diagon Alley as well.
Yes. Famous from the 24-hour live stream.
Yeah, I built 2 buildings, and I called it. That's a lot of brick goes into that, man.
That's all you can handle, but, you know, you did a good job.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
So much Harry Potter. They've even got, here's a little blackboard to go with the Friends builds.
Yeah, these are so popular in their own way. I know a lot of conventional Lego fans are like, there's so many of these, but they bring in so many new Lego fans because of what they are. So we've built these on streams, and they're featured on the channel, so you can check them out.
Oh, here's some fantastic characters over here. What are you actually have some hands-on experience?
Look at this guy. Right over here, you have Mario with the power-up mushroom, Eevee, Pikachu, Mjolnir, Cap Shield, like all the stuff from BrickFair Builds is fantastic. They got the banner down here. These guys are professionals over here. These guys know what they're doing.
Now, you built these yourself, correct?
Yeah, I built Pikachu, Eevee, and Mario. Mario took me 20 hours to build. I still have a kink in my neck from like 2 weeks ago. Eevee took like 5. Pikachu was like 6. These are intense builds, but it's quality stuff over.
They're really big. I don't know if it comes through on camera, like the scale of these quite so much, but they're very impressively large models.
It doesn't. That's why in my Mario video, I compared like a bottle of Baby Ray's. I put like, I forget what I put in there, but I put a lot of stuff on Mario to kind of convey the scale. So yeah, they're beautiful models though.
I love the hash marks on the side of this Star Wars helmet. Well, a character I should probably know the name of, but I don't. But that's great. It has some like real like Vietnam vibes to it, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, don't look for me with more Star Wars commentary. Your guess is as good as mine. Captain Rex, hey, there it is.
It's amazing when you have the builder yelling out names to you.
That's called professionalism that we don't have, you know? It's great. Awesome stuff. And the Darth Vader, the thing with the Darth Vader too is the red lenses underneath, which is accurate to the movies, but you kind of forget that, you know?
It's very true. What's the name? Where can people find out more about this?
They can find out more about this by going to the videos I did for Beyond the Brick, because
Always be plugging.
yeah, the best content I've ever done, except the Mario ASMR.
You've truly peaked.
I peaked a long time ago in like 2016. No, but BrickFair Builds is where you can find all this stuff, and yeah, videos on Pikachu, Eevee, and Mario are on the channel right now.
Great stuff. Oh, there's a giant banner on the floor. I didn't even notice it.
Where's your giant banner?
I don't know. I think you were supposed to bring that.
John, was I supposed to bring that? He says yes. Okay. He's like, I'm not dealing with Brian right now. All right, let's keep going.
The Battle of the Beasts. Look at these two giant things in the lava underneath there.
Yeah, there's a lot of screeching coming from these guys here, it looks like.
There's a like thick caking of dust on this build, which kind of I feel like almost adds to the feel of this, like these like ancient creatures.
Yeah, it gives a little flavor, you know? You get a little hungry, you know, right? The dust's on there. It's good. Rayquaza! Shiny Rayquaza from Pokemon battling against Deoxys. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't have even noticed this if we walked right by it, man. You gotta love seeing some Pokemon representation.
See, this is why you got to do this tour. You catch all these builds.
Do you know how rare it is to find a shiny Rayquaza in Pokemon Emerald?
There's a 1 in 1.35 billion chance.
No, now you said a outrageous number. It's a 1 in 8,000 chance.
I like how you know the exact number. I thought you were just gonna say it's like really rare.
No, it's like 1 in 8,032 or something like that. It's an actual statistic.
Wow. Okay, good to know. I'll definitely use that information at some point in the future.
I hope you do.
This coral scorpion, I love that.
Yeah, this has like classic creator vibes to it. Like taking the certain kind of pieces to it and changing it into a bunch of different things. Like it's got a nice aesthetic to it.
I like this green build here. It's like almost like a snake or something, like serpent type of thing that with like leaves growing on it.
Yeah, it's like taking a nice little nap. I wish I could do that right now, but instead I'm doing the tour video.
You took a nap. What would we do?
You'd have to be professional without me. I know it's tough, but can you find? Okay, John, we're not moving on until we find Waldo.
Okay. Oh boy, the viewers might take a nap. The viewers are going to be the ones napping now. Have you found Waldo in here? Wait, there he is, right there.
How did you find him that quickly?
I'm just that talented. What can I say? You either have it or you don't.
I guess I don't have it. Wow.
I think that's him, right?
No, instead, you got to drive interaction, Joshua. If you find Waldo, put the timestamp in the comments,
I
everybody.
think John just zoomed in on him.
Well, thanks, John. You ruined the engagement for the tour. Anyways, we can just move on then.
Shout out to the Blue Imperial troops. Some great classic figs in there.
Yeah, totally. And the pillars kind of throw it off too.
Here's a Game of Thrones build.
I watched one episode and I was like, this seems very dull, and then I just haven't. And I'm glad I didn't finish it because apparently it was.
I've heard the payoff was not worth it.
Yeah, so it's like I just don't even bother.
So nice castle. So this is almost coming to the end of this whole rectangular area here. Well, there's a lot to cover here. We might need to speed this up a little bit.
Well, you know, just gotta, get a massage and relax for a little bit, We got a lot of time.
This is BBC The Paradise. I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it's a BBC show. What?
Show. It's about the first department store ever in the UK in the late 1800s. It was based on the Bon Marchand in Paris, and it had lots of intrigue, love affairs, who was trying to outdo whom. It was awesome.
That's so interesting. Thank you for sharing.
Great. It was on Netflix for a while. It was really interesting.
Some department store history, Brian.
I can't say that I was going to actively seek that out, but I'm glad I have the info.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's one line in there that's
What, the one?
funding it, and he says, "Are you sure women are going to come to spend their time in a store?"
Well, why not come to a store and get all the wares there? It's a convenient place to be. So,
Thank you. Okay. Well, so do we want to keep going this way, or do we want to go back and cover those areas?
let's dial it back. Let's dial it back a little bit. Let's shimmy backwards. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling. Oh wait, I thought you were gonna. Okay, no, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling alive.
Oh, you walk
Is there anyone-
backwards.
is there anyone-
I'll walk forward.
All right, cool. You got to be my eyes and ears, Joshua.
Okay. I'll tell you if you're going to run into anything.
Okay, cool.
Wait, we're here. We need to start.
All right, cool. What VeggieTales and Avatar? Good stuff.
Yes. This is a show I got like halfway through the first season and just haven't finished.
You haven't. Wait, hold on one second, sir. You haven't finished Avatar?
No, I know. You and Kirk have told me so much. Like, you've got to watch it. And I started watching, just too much other stuff going on.
Turn the camera this way. Let's continue. Okay, so we have the Fire Nation ship here. Awesome.
I'll show you everything. So
Yep.
this is the interior. Right here we have the pie show board from Iroh, and here we have all the figures. We got Zuko, and these are all like using pieces from the official set, and I just modified them. And we have Momo as well. And here we have the tower inside. It's hard to see, but it's a whole weapons room. And then over here, we have the engine room. And you press this little button here, and boom, turns on.
So what did you do for the Zuko hair? Is that a custom molded thing? Because that's not from the set.
Ninjago set. Yeah, this is from the Ninjago set. The official comes with this little ponytail, but I'm like, you know what? That doesn't look very good. So I fixed them up. And I even made Aang a little glider. It's a little broken right now, but basically what you do is you attach this here, take off his head, and there we go. He's flying on his little glider.
Nice.
And basically what the inspiration for this was, I wanted to get the official set, but due to, like, somebody told me it looks terrible and I couldn't unsee that. And so it bothered me so much, I decided to go on Stud.io and redesign it myself. And so I went through probably 2 months redesigning and then fixing it once I had the parts in person. And now I can actually assemble it for you so it you can see how everything looks together. I made sure to get all the proportions right. I looked at multiple different images to see, how everything goes together. And this is the final product. So
Great work. Well, thank you for showing that off. Yes, very, very impressive. Appreciate it. One thing that struck me with those ships in that show, at least as far as I've seen into it, I was really unimpressed with the design of the Fire Nation ships. They would feel like glorified barges. Like, this is supposed to be a warship that you're trying to use as like build a fleet out of, create this navy, and I felt like there were very little armaments on there. They could have really gone a lot more out with kind of the weaponry on the ship.
Well, maybe your standards are just too high because you like military stuff and have an extensive history with it.
Maybe. Here's Bob and Larry.
I wasn't a VeggieTales kid. I don't know, but they're great. They're awesome.
Right. They look fantastic. Lots of custom minifigures too. That's something that BrickFair's always had a lot of, is custom minifigure designers.
Yeah, a lot of people really want to see Clayface as a figure. There's a custom molded Clayface down toward this way. You have a Suicide Squad from what seems to be the forthcoming movie. So lots of awesome DC characters in here. Moving into, some awesome micro-scale mocks. You got Assault on Hoth, some mini Millennium Falcons, and then a Christmas-oriented Millennium Falcon. Wow.
Shout out to the name of this build, a flock of falcons here with all of those different designs. I like that. But yeah, the Christmas one, wow. This is what you put on like top of your tree.
Yeah, I mean, I would be petrified too for it breaking, but I love seeing stuff like this, and it could go perfectly with the employee gift X-Wing that came out a couple years ago.
There you go. A couple more Falcon variants as well. This person really likes their Falcons.
Yeah, you know, it's an iconic spaceship, and then you have to have the Valentine's Day theme. Oh, this is supposed to be R2-D2. It's R2-D2 the top. Get it?
Oh.
It's the
Oh.
dome part, right? See?
Now I see it.
Yeah, there you go. I'm like, wait, why that color scheme doesn't make any sense.
R2 Falcon. Yeah, there you go.
You know, if we paid attention, we could figure it out a little easier. That's awesome, though. Love these.
Let's see. Oh, it's a Karate Kid build. There you go.
You know, I heard Cobra Kai is excellent, but I haven't watched it yet. These are awesome. Wait, what? Why is it? What is his face? Oh, Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Is that just a piece of paper behind that dome there to like? Oh, you printed this. That's hardcore. That's good stuff. Nice.
Good work. Thank you. Let's see. I like how in the middle of this whole expanse, it's just somebody set their one Ninjago Beach City attack.
You know, BrickFair 2021, it's setting a standard. This is art encompassed.
We'll keep going down here. Wile E. Coyote's Busy Day. So I've seen a big uptick in these builds since the Looney Tunes minifigures came out.
Yeah, and they're perfect set decorations for whatever you want to do. This background rock element reminds me of Radiator Springs from Cars, one of my favorite movies. So love seeing all the different iterations that Wile E. Coyote's going to eat it while the Roadrunner speeds off.
Very colorful bus here. What is this from?
There's a 60s TV show called The Partridge Family. The Partridge Family was a band, and they would travel the country in their bus with all their equipment and everything to perform shows. If you'd like, I can turn on the power functions and demonstrate it driving around if you want.
We got to keep going on the tour, but maybe we'll try to stop back later. Thank you. Thank you. This is dorm life here.
I wouldn't want 5 people in my dorm sleeping on the double-decker couch, man. I want my space.
I love the little keyboard and the piano music.
Yeah, awesome. And that's about as cleanly as a dorm is, too.
And they're starting to shut off some lights, but we'll keep going for now, as long as John can still see.
Wow, Wario, Waluigi, wow.
I like how John was showing the BioShock build as you started doing that.
Well, you know, we got some Resident Evil, we got Wario, Waluigi, BioShock, a lot of great stuff around here. But, you know, my mind and eyes are drawn to the wow over there.
Those are great characters. This build in the background here is great as well.
You're never playing Dark Souls, but, oh, you know what it is? It's forced perspective with the TV, and it's like they're looking into the game.
That is brilliant.
Yeah, excellent stuff. I've never played Dark Souls because I value my sanity, but it's an awesome game if you're into it.
I've heard it's pretty crazy.
It is absolutely brutal. You have some builds from Shadows Die Twice, Hollow Knight. Man, you really like difficult games. If that's the case, geez. Do you like being stressed? Because this is stressful. All of these games.
Yeah, it's the most rewarding, you know, when you beat it.
How long did it take you for doing this creation here for Dark Souls? Did it take you longer to make the build or beat Dark Souls?
Honestly, probably beat the game. This took me like a month maybe. Game probably about the same actually. So
Brian, maybe you should try something besides Mario Party, like a real game sometime.
I value my time and sanity, so I'm not going to do that, but I commend you for giving this your all. It's good stuff.
These builds are great, thank you. I just played BioShock recently for the first time ever, actually. Looks fantastic.
that's a great game. Great game, yeah.
Keep up the good work.
Love seeing Doom over here as well. Fantastic. You have God of War. Lots of game references in here. Nice variety. Nice variety.
We got a couple of Star Wars builds, but not the typical looking Star Wars builds. I love the purple variations here that you see, the pops of color.
Yeah, the Imperial Assault on Teth is what it's kind of looking like with these purple elements here. And use of interesting base plates going throughout here as well. You know, it's one thing to build a Star Wars ship, but to build the whole environment to go with it, that makes it even more awesome.
These are a bunch of like comic inspired builds, but they all use those round pieces from the X-Pods, from those old X-Pod sets.
Yeah, so you're seeing like flame rings, and then you have Wonder Woman's invisible force field, the Flash spinning around, Green Lantern, all sorts of little micro builds. So as a DC fan, you like seeing that interesting part usage there for these builds.
I think we got some more comic book builds next to that. The Marvel Battle for New York. This is such a cool build because it's got those clouds, and it's like they're on the top of the skyscrapers in New York.
Yeah, that's a fantastic assortment there. You know, having the Baxter Building at the very top, you have Thanos and Thing, Hulk, and there's so much going on, and all these classic heroes battling it out. Hopefully one day we get some proper, more X-Men figures and Fantastic Four. Here's hoping one day.
Some more SpongeBob the musical. That's what these are from, Brickheads.
I'm telling you, the musical is fantastic. It is awesome. And then you have some Big Bird over here, Bart Simpson. This is from Joey. Shout out to Joey. Vignette for baseball. Little Shop of Horrors. You have a baseball field. The Cinderella slipper. Awesome, awesome stuff here.
A little tennis court. And then a whole bunch of Batman vehicles, it looks like. This is the Big Bad Batmobiles is what the builder has called these.
Yeah, a fantastic assortment from all the different eras, including one of my favorites being the Tumbler with the motorcycle coming out the front. It like pries right open, just like it does in the movie.
I'm seeing this awesome like Sopwith Camel type Batman build, and now I really want to see like a World War I era Batman story set that I feel like what we saw with Wonder Woman. That'd be amazing.
Well, we can keep hoping.
Here's a beautiful micro scale Gotham City. All sorts of fantastic buildings in there, lots of little details.
Yeah, this is Arkham City. I don't think this is Gotham City. I don't think Arkham itself, but love seeing microscale in this way as well.
I think this starts a series of Stranger Things builds right here, I believe, which I'm only familiar with some of this stuff.
Oh, I'm a big Stranger Things guy. Seeing the Upside Down and then the research lab. This is fantastic and really adds a whole nother dimension to the Lego sets that have come out for it. This is taking it right to the next level. Every scene from the house, the buyer's house, the Upside Down, the clubhouse. You have obviously Barbara dying, as we know. Rest in peace, or rest in something. I don't. No one knows where she is, but you know she's around. So
some more Ghostbusters just hanging out.
Yeah, the Ghostbusters are like, we're not getting involved with this one. Yeah. Oh, that's what it is, right? It's been a long day. You know, you didn't realize it. You kind of, yeah. Okay, that's what it is.
Kids in the Halloween costumes there. If you didn't hear that, Spider-Man minifigures. Here's a like Forest Moon Endor type build.
Yeah, a lot of foliage here, a lot of depth to it, and you know, you don't need to make the most impressive Endor display. You can still achieve the effects, whether it's a small mock or something more articulate like the Jabba's Palace over here.
Lots of minifigs in this one. I like that. Anything that has like a top tier and then a story underneath is always very cool, and it spins around.
Yeah, and there's so much going on in Jabba's Palace that no set has really captured properly, so to have all of this here is super interesting, especially in the dark, too.
The fact that they're turning all the lights off right now must mean it's time for World of Lights.
It's time to party, baby! Woo!
And I guess that means our time is done for now until they turn the lights back on.
Yeah, baby, it's time to boogie.
We'll check back in soon. The lights are back on now, and we're ready to launch back in. Brian, what is your beverage of choice here to get you through the rest of this tour?
Man, I got some hot tea, because if you have coffee, that actually restricts your vocal cords. So some nice chamomile to kick off the next hour and a half of all the incredible builds, like this Jabba's Palace, once again with the lights on, still looking great, just as much as it was with the lights off before.
There we go, yes. So we're going to go for a little while longer here tonight. Some more custom minifigures. Like I mentioned earlier, that's a very common thing you see here a lot at BrickFair.
Yeah, a lot of passion for Indiana Jones. Love to see all that, especially from the video game.
Let's see, a little build here. Murray Franklin. Oh, this is from that movie that you can't recommend.
Yeah, you get what you deserve, Joshua. When you watch that movie, you'll get that reference when you watch the movie.
Someday. Operation Clean House here. Let's see. It looks like there's like a police raid happening.
Yeah, you know, that's what happens when I start dissing on Bionicle on the internet, and then Bionicle fans, they start raiding my house. I'm like, whoa, okay.
It's an exact recreation. Here's some Minecraft scenes. This is a game that I'm sure you'll recognize.
Yeah, and they really polished up what you can do in Minecraft and making it a lot more smooth, just like in the game. All the different biomes and whatnot. It's a great representation of Minecraft, really polishing up what they got.
There we go. No, it does look very nice. These Brickheads minifigures. That character looks like a character we saw earlier.
Yep, that's from My Hero Academia. Again, not as familiar with the anime, but I can recognize that as the anime they're from.
It must be pretty popular. Multiple builds so far. I love this vinyl record player. This is super cool. Even all the knobs on the front and the speaker there.
Yeah, that seems like one day it could be like an official set. Seems like something LEGO would do, you know?
That's right. It would go well with kind of a lot of the Ideas projects.
Yeah.
Next to the record store. You get a nice car. Is that a Spider-Man build?
Yeah, that's a Spider-Man build. That's a diorama of sorts. So obviously Peter Parker's room, very messy, but you know, that's a Spider-Man lair.
Daily Planet Attack. Superman in there. Some more custom figs.
Wait, do you see that Mario? Look at that Mario.
Ooh.
That's a spicy one. Ooh, I might have to come back here. We'll see. That's good stuff. Man.
I think there's also, is it a bunch of all the Assassin's Creed characters down here on the left side? That's super cool. I love those. Yeah, this is Anthony here. Shout out to Anthony, some fantastic minifigs. Here's some builds by Nanon, who builders might be familiar with from the 24-hour live stream. He's the one who runs Creations for Charity and is on every 24-hour live stream that we do. So he's got a couple of his sentry turrets and a nice character using minifigures as like decoration around the dress.
Yeah, and I love that he has great taste in video games with having the sentry turret from Portal. Great choice there. Nanon's a smart guy, so he likes puzzle games like Portal. That makes sense.
Yes, a man of fine taste. I don't know. This is a butter bot.
Yeah, I believe that's from Rick and Morty. So you got to pass the butter. That's the entire bot's function, is to cut butter.
Okay, there you go. Somebody's got to do it. Let's see. Is there? This is the Dark Anchor Attack. It looks like it's kind of a medieval fantasy type build.
Yeah, lots of battle scenes going on here. You got the bridge on fire. It looks like a high-paced action sequence. Look at the little turtle down here with the army hat. That's like an army hat with like a little hinge sort of deal, though. That's really nice.
Next to that is kind of a nice barren landscape, just the one build with that white tree in the middle. So sometimes, less is more with a build like this.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Some builders still at work here with some builds. This is the battle. I think this is from...
It's the Battle of Tumhalad.
It's like Lord of the Rings, possibly. Hobbit, Lord of the Rings inspired. It looks like based on the characters here. There's elves.
Yeah, the forces of Morgoth are in open battle here. So very nice contrast between the gold and the dark, evil orcs over there. And not using the Lego horses. They're using brick-built horses. So great technique used for that.
It's true. Yeah, brick building your own horses. Here's a bunch of builds by Dominic. So as you might be able to tell, a bit of a comic fan.
Yeah, just a little bit. All those Iron Man suits are a great way to display all the various figures, the official and unofficial ones LEGO has come out with. Great rendition of the Marvel Studios logo. You're seeing some Star Wars in here, dioramas of Marvel, DC, really getting a whole landscape for the various comics in general. I'm liking the mini dioramas the most in the front here.
That Dark Trooper is fantastic back there too. That character, the large-scale character to the left there, John. That's cool.
Yeah, and then right next to it, the scene from Avengers Endgame with Cap, Iron Man, and Thor going at Thanos. Love it.
A bunch of kind of micro, I think more Transformers, I think is what we have here.
Yeah, more Transformers that most likely transform. Optimus Prime. You have Megatron and the whole slew of characters here. Transformers, pretty popular among a couple mocks we've seen here.
It's Joseph Zawada's Nintendo Switch.
Well, no, that's Brick and Nick's Nintendo Switch, renditioned by Joseph Zawada with a Bayonetta custom game overlay for it. So you'll recognize that from some videos that were featured on the channel. This actually might be a little bit of a modification in itself, but Joe did a great job with this one, and then especially right next to it as well. That is not Joseph Zawada, but loving Mecha Ridley here from Metroid Prime Artifact, and the Samus logo, or Metroid logo rather. Just an awesome little video game display in the corner over here.
The base terrain really stands out there as well, as it does here as well, with the yellow and black kind of mixture.
Yeah, and the translucent blue to really highlight the power beams falling down. Are you suspicious?
Yeah.
I mean, are you? Because that's amongst us.
Oh.
Are you the?
Yes.
Are you venting?
Yes.
You're the suspect.
Yes.
You're the betrayer. Okay. You heard it here first. I just totally threw off Josh. You didn't see his reaction, but he's like, am I suspicious? That's a giant.
When I'm with you, I feel suspicious.
Right. That's from Among Us, a game. So
okay. I'm familiar. I have played that.
Okay, so that's what you looked at me like I had 9 heads. Anyways, all right. Lots of little mini micro builds down here too.
Okay. This is a really unique build. I was looking at this earlier. So it's a tribute to Stan Lee, but it's built in a scale that fits with these like action figures.
Yeah, this is unlike anything I've seen at this show. Like, it makes for a great scale and a great way to display the figures, and you can even see in Stan's office that the Spider-Man minifigure is as if it were an action figure. So lots of great details here and making great use of the scale.
Yeah, I like to see that kind of mixture. Next to that, fantastic castle, mixing the whites and the grays, so you get some kind of brighter colors in there a little bit. Even those stairs look really great.
Yeah, when you get a lot of verticality with these castles, it adds that much more to it. And even just looking at it with the convention hall as it is, it stands right out, and that's what you're looking for when you're having a castle like this.
Down here we've got Lego Corruptor from Horizon Zero Dawn. I think we saw some builds from this earlier.
Yeah, very popular, like mecha inspired. This is clearly an evil being here, and yeah,
certainly looks evil.
It certainly does. I wouldn't mess with it.
Is this another Among Us build? That's what it looks like.
That is not Among Us. That is from Superman, Silver Age Superman. Okay. So Krypton.
Oh, there we go.
Exact opposite of. Oh wait, that is Among Us.
You were looking at the wrong.
I thought you meant that.
I was like, what? That's from Superman? That doesn't look like.
I was looking at Krypton over here. Man, we got. This is gonna be a long tour. So, John's
get on the same page.
John's all confused. All right, we got this next one. This is Singing in the Rain. Okay, we got that one established. The one next to it is a Batman Returns vignette. Really nice use of perspective here to have a little micro bat wing and the clouds on it. Really nice.
I don't know what this is. It's a crocodile and a man entering a room. It's just called The Plan, and it says, if you get this reference, bravo to you.
Oh, I saw this. It was a semi-viral video online where they were like, yeah, so we're having a sale on TVs. You can get them for like $10 each, but you have to show up wearing a suit, and you also, you have to come down there, and then they also have an alligator in there where they're like, oh, yeah, you can buy it, but you got to get past the alligator.
Apparently I missed that viral video. American Ninja Warrior. This is great. It's got the lights. I love the commentator's podium.
Yeah, this is like what we saw a little bit earlier with the red balls around. So same relative idea here. I've seen a little bit of Lola Bunny kind of scattered everywhere. I don't know what's up with Lola making an appearance, but
we haven't seen any Jack Stone in a while.
Yeah, no, not getting stoned as much recently, which is fine. This is the old Creator Ferris wheel. Long time ago. And you have some hidden side in here, a couple sets, nice stuff.
For sure. This is apparently a school, Westbrook Elementary in Bethesda, Maryland.
Yeah, architecture inspired. Awesome build commemorating a school.
Nice micro scale. We'll go around the corner here, just about finished with this section. Some more custom minifigs, a Colossus build, and then, it's a Rourke's Drift build. Very, very famous battle from British history. What can you tell us about this, Brian?
It looks like something that you would want to have in the Beyond the Brick studio to commemorate.
I would like to have this.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I had a lot more enlightening things to say, but it's great.
See the book that inspired the build here. So some wonderful books have been written about the battle for Rourke's Drift. Very fascinating battle to study. Captures it nicely there. And John is going to try to get past the barriers to get out of here after we take a look at this Ophelia and the Book of Crossroads build from Pan's Labyrinth. Very nice build. We'll just come out the corner right here. There we go. Let's not knock anything. Ooh, very close. Okay.
You're going to have to do a little bit of editing here on this.
No, we don't edit anything out. It all stays in.
Do you really? That's incredible. Well, make sure you check out. Anyways.
Okay, we're going to start with this section now. Unfortunately, they turned the lights off on this build, but there's a ton of really impressive lights. This recreates a real location in northern Delaware. It's like a fright land, I guess you kind of walk through it. There's zombies and that sort of thing. I feel like you would like this place.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like scare your pants off, but I like the spoopy aspect of Halloween. So this has a little bit of whimsy to it and very aesthetically pleasing. It's got a vibe.
This crash airplane, I think, is my favorite part of it. That's always cool.
Yeah, that reminds me of Donkey Kong Country, where you walk up to the plane and you get some bonus items and whatnot. Have you played Donkey Kong?
That was my thought as well.
Was it really?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
No, that's fine. Okay.
We'll keep going here. Some fire trucks. And then Southern Pacific engine. We're getting into a whole bunch of trains right here by Tommy Bunce, I think. Yeah, is the builder of all of these. Oh, I like those little bulldozers on the flat car.
Yeah. When's the last time you rode a train?
It's been a while. I'm trying to think where I was. I'll remember at some point.
Yeah, these are the kind of cars that you hop on, and if you're a hobo and you travel across the nation.
Is that how you travel via train?
That's actually how I got here.
Okay, you just went Boston to D.C.
No, John couldn't afford a ticket for me, so I hopped the train. It's fine.
Tight budget at Beyond the Brick these days. I like this gray car on the left. It's a pickle car.
Yeah, pickles. There we go.
You can transport your spicy pickles.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
Ooh, coral reef. Underwater builds have so much detail. You can use any piece goes as long as it's colorful.
Yeah, so if you're on the pick-a-brick wall and you just scoop up a handful of whatever, you work with it as best you can with the coral.
We've got a couple of nice real-life lanterns to go with this display. I like this torn cloth over the car there.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of grunge to it in a good way,
In the best way possible. Smaller scale trains. A farmer's market with a dinosaur.
Yeah, you don't go to a farmer's market and see a pterodactyl,
Oh, these are super cool. We were looking at these earlier. So it's a Five Guys, 7-Eleven, Dunkin', Brian. I mean, is your sig fig in there? It should be.
The new Bricks O'Brien figures come out soon. I got to pop one in there. You got a coffee shop. Yeah, Five Guys. Man, I'm getting
an Amazon warehouse.
Yeah, maybe my recent keyboard order is still in there. Who knows?
And then a giant Walmart. So fun fact, this building where BrickFair takes place used to be a Walmart. So I think that's what this represents here.
Yeah, that just about makes perfect sense, actually, with the secondary hall and whatnot. Yeah, now that you say it. Looks great. Even the TVs on the very back wall and whatnot. There's a lot captured in this mock. And just because it's a standard building, that doesn't mean that there's not crazy techniques for a lot of the things in here. There's a lot of effort that goes into it.
Very, very fantastic. Oh, I love this diner. It's like an old rail car diner.
Yeah, that's awesome. And the lights illuminating it give it that much more life. You have a plane going above it. This is a hustling and bustling diner.
The handicap parking spot is done really well, too, using those pieces on the driveway.
Yeah, anyone else would probably just get a printed piece or a sticker or something, but nice buildable detail there.
Some retro motors here with a kind of a car sale building.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to buy my Beyond the Brick royalty check, one of those cars, the retro cars in there.
Yeah. When that comes through, it's definitely coming, for sure.
Yeah, I certainly hope so.
A couple more trains. Got some large helicopters over the houses here. That might be a little scary.
Yeah, the Simpsons have been in some financial trouble, so there's a lot going on in this part of town. No, yeah, I'm not seeing any Jack Stone around here. Do you know who's the Jack Stone person?
Right there.
Wait, there he is.
And I put a Technic fig.
You put the Technic fig there yourself?
Getting chased, and then it was
Oh my goodness.
Wait, I have a Technic fig too. I'll put that there.
It works. Let's see.
Disney Corner over here. Are you a Disney person?
Not really. Not very, very much. No, I'm just gonna say no because I'm not.
Just gonna say no. We got the teacups. You got a set from Star Tours, a micro scale, Cinderella's Castle, mosaics. You have all sorts of cars from the rides. You have Disneyland, Disney World represented. You have Beauty and the Beast Castle up at the top.
Not as good as Peach's Castle.
Not even close. That's actually a lot smaller than Cinderella's Castle in Florida, so it's very odd, the scaling of them. But
have you been to both the parks in the U.S.?
I have. I'm actually planning a Disney trip next year, so for Orlando. So I'm going to see a lot of this stuff in real life. Very excited. Jungle Cruise down here. These are actually really, really well done representations of the rides, and really expanding upon the Disneyland train up there with having the whole shrubbery in the front and the station. Really excellent stuff.
These were all done by a builder named John Rudy, who we featured his stuff a lot of different years here at the show. Does lots of great. He's done historical builds, but then he's also really into Disney. So lots of good work coming out of him. Then we're getting into a long kind of town layout. Like we got an antique hot rod store. There's like a pub and brewery. Let's see. Some of these kind of have empty insides.
Yeah, and just even making the exteriors for these buildings takes so much effort to do the interiors too. You know, most builders focus on one or the other, so totally fine to have these exteriors looking great.
I love this happy cactus. It looks like a Tex-Mex restaurant or something, like when we go down to Brick Rodeo.
You could get some nice burritos con queso, carne asado over there.
Flawless accent.
Yeah, you know, yeah, yep.
Boston's really coming through. So, I like this. All these similar style of houses, but built in very different colors. The Scooby-Doo one stands out.
Yeah, I love the Christmas one too, next to the very spooky black and white one as well. Goes to show, you know, you can spice up the techniques a little bit and have a lot of variety with these buildings.
Shout out to Just Too Good watering his plants there on the front of that house.
Yeah, I nearly missed him there, but big, massive shout out. He couldn't be here in person, but he's always with us in spirit.
Townhouse. And then another whole, wow, these are some fantastic buildings here. You can see the kind of photos that are the real life inspiration for all of these buildings. Just very clean looking. I like that.
Yeah, and again, showing the actual pictures of the buildings alongside your mock is going to have people relate to it more and appreciate it that much more than if you just showcase what the build itself is.
Purple bubblegum building with like the face there on the front. That's super cool. Bob's Burgers. I think we've shown some of those and seen those in past shows.
Yeah, getting a lot of this work done with these dots tiles pieces. You know, some AFOLs might disregard a lot of that. They're very, very useful.
I like this, the Wheat Sheaf Pub. That's a very nice, like, Scottish feel to it.
Yeah, somebody had a little bit too much over there. You see a little, you know, whatever you want to call it.
There's a newspaper building, and then his San Francisco painted ladies' houses, like iconic San Francisco architecture. Guy enjoying the nice yellow painted porch.
Yeah, you know, I would do that as well. Looks like there's a little Lego Masters Easter egg plopped down on there with a little, micro build as a seal of approval. Very nice.
Electric station. This also has Joseph Zawada's name on it.
Yeah, this is apparently a part of a collaborative build he did, and very not what he would normally do, but excellent nonetheless with a power generator.
Cherry Blossom Segway tour. You ever ridden a Segway?
I have in Washington, D.C. It's very freeing.
It is.
You know, you ride down the streets of D.C., 10 o'clock at night, no one bothers you. It's good stuff.
10 o'clock at night. That's not when I was riding mine, but okay. Camping in New Mexico, and then Rainbow Row. Isn't that like a Mario Kart level?
Rainbow Road. Not Rainbow Row.
Well,
But
this build's impressive still.
it's still very, very impressive. Love the post office truck build. Excellent. Mail truck.
Another town layout over here. We've got a bit of a situation happening back here. That doesn't look good.
Yeah, somebody was, trying to steal a Galador collection and just go way out of hand, real too quickly.
You know how those things go. There's a Dunkin' Baskin Robbins combo. I love those places. You can get your coffee and your ice cream.
Yeah, they're not as common around the Northeast because Baskin Robbins is very irrelevant. Just like Panda Express. You know, I'm not knocking the builder for their choices. Panda Express, I can't get on board. But excellent job building the building nonetheless.
Here's an abandoned building. Looks like some fun urban exploration.
Where'd you find my apartment building and build it in Lego? Jeez, nice.
Oh, I like this yellow siding here. That really stands out nicely. Nice pink buildings there.
Yeah, you have a pizza joint, you have a bridal shop, and this is a recolor of Green Grocer, I believe. So that sand green gets very expensive, so always good to see iterations of that.
And this looks like a school, I believe. A whole bunch of different, yes, it says Hoffman Academy. There you go. So there's all the different school rooms, lots of classrooms, like a theater area, all sorts of stuff.
I probably would have liked school a little more if it were this bright and yellow in all the classrooms, you know? It looks very fun.
Good work. Thank you. Wow, this blue tower is very nice. Is that spinning?
It's rotating, yes. Fancy. It's got a classic space vibe for sure.
All of these buildings have like a very different vibe and style to them.
Yeah, I wouldn't think there would be a Lutheran church next to the knockoff Seattle Space Needle, but
this crystal pyramid.
Yeah, you got the Luxor, you got church, you got the Space Needle. Bam, bam, bam. That's all you need in life right there, man.
Oh, I recognize this as one of Nanon's builds. Yes, this captures his style so well. I love this clean architecture style type of thing Nanon is so good at.
It's smooth. It's just like butter. It's awesome. I love this aesthetic so much.
That's right. You need that robot from Rick and Morty to move it around.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Daily Bugle, and then just kind of a city layout all around it. There's the police station modular, some of the other modular buildings.
Yeah, it looks like 2 or 3 Daily Bugles here to really make it nice and full. So always good to see someone flexing their love for Marvel in a display like this.
We need to see more people flex their love for Mario.
Yeah, you know, you're telling me, man. You're telling me.
We've got an emergency situation with some very nicely done fire trucks. Lots of details on the fire trucks.
Yeah, all units were called for the cotton ball fire of 2021 at the pet store because that's what is used to portray the smoke and tissue paper for the flames. It's very nice, and I encourage more different materials other than just Lego to convey something in these creations. So, excellent job.
I think one last build here in this section before we move on. It's very colorful. This is Olympic swimming pool. It's like looks like a whole bunch of different maybe Olympic type stuff, sports related things. Oh, there's some movement in here, but it's off right now.
Yeah, never feel afraid to have it be a little bit of a hodgepodge with the color because it still looks awesome regardless.
I think that finishes this section out. So we're gonna walk down here to this part of kind of the back left section of the build area, and Brian, as you can tell, has lots of energy, so he's just keeping things going nice and easy. Isn't that right?
I am feeling electric.
That's good. That's what we need.
You know what I mean, man? You know, first convention like this in a while, you gotta keep the energy high.
Why don't we start over here then? Right here with these builds. And I think these are Dave Coletta. Yes, they are. So Dave Coletta, currently, as we're recording this on LEGO Masters Season 2, he did this series of letter builds. So it's like spaceships representing different letters of the alphabet. There's so many different space themes here and different styles. I love this.
Which one is your favorite of the bunch?
Give me like 1 second to look around here. The Mtron is one of my favorite classic space themes, so that's very tempting. I like the Steampunk R there as well. Probably those two are the two that stand out the most.
I'm liking K and Q. The color scheme on K being red and that ice blue is very contrasting, and I'm a fan of blue and black together. So the translucent blue, it's like a spaceship sort of deal. I mean, they're all spaceships, but you know, color scheme there is very distinct.
This Z is also very nice as well. I like that. Here's various space builds. This one back here looks really great. There's all like those orange pieces just kind of keep it all together.
Yeah, what would normally be used for a Coast Guard base in Lego City is used to keep the spaceship together, so that's awesome to see.
Really nice details as well on these. It's like mech warrior thing back there. couple other spaceships here. We've got like a Colossus fight.
That one right here next to it looks like a Gundam, sort of a vibe going on right there. Have an underground space station right next to that, harkening back to classic space and the newer techniques used down below. A lot of greebling, a lot of detail down there.
Right, like a grittier version of the classic space.
Yeah, exactly. I'm loving this turkey next to it. Yes. Wow, I love that.
And more Mtron. Such a fantastic theme. If you haven't seen it, check out some of the Mtron videos we've done over the years on Beyond the Brick. Lots of really cool stuff. Alien planet here. Some space mining and things going on. What is this? This is micro scale something.
Yeah, I wish I had a little bit more info, but awesome job making uniform micro scale builds.
Some more kind of mech warriors here. Like some of the colors on this one, Gridman look really great. Their giant swords are impressive. And we got this infantry mech over here with the bullfrog. I like even the background wall kind of sets that scene very nicely.
You're seeing a lot of Exoforce inspiration over here with the different mechs, and I love this color scheme on these mechs over here. The magenta Mavericks. Oh,
what a great name!
Yeah, that's fantastic. Like, you can build as many gray mechs as you want to, but adding that spice of color is going to make it that much more distinct, and it challenges you a little bit more with the pieces that are available.
This one looks like it might have fallen down, but it's still very impressive. The blue color's great on that one there.
You have the proper Gundam itself and just some great inspiration taken for all these different builds.
Yeah, this type of building is not easy to do, to get things to stand up and still have that, level of movement and detail to it. It's always impressive. Some builders will build like actual kind of stands and bases, create that environment a little bit. Some of them just do the mech on its own.
Yeah, this is like a Metal Gear inspired build, but decked out with Benny and classic space. Love this color scheme, and it just gives new life into classic space, and that's what I love to see too.
Some fantastic builds. And then we can. Why don't we keep going around the outside actually, and then we'll come back in. Yeah. So this is a whole STEM moonshot layout, and this is done by Scott Bowman. Here's a Bricks O'Brien for scale next to this. What do you think?
I think. Wait, who's taller? You're taller. You should.
I feel like we're very similar.
You should be the one to compare for size.
Okay. It's obviously a big difference. Yeah. When I move over here, your experience changes a lot.
It really does. This thing. Not gonna lie, I'd be petrified of a child tackling this thing during public hours. I don't know how they're gonna do that, but.
Can you imagine though, if like a kid just like went full force into it?
I don't want to, because I think there'd be the sound of 1,000 AFOLs falling silent in the convention hall. But man, it's impressive. I wouldn't trust anyone to put this up though.
He's had this in other shows, so I guess it works. And then there's like cross sections of this build and various other space builds back here.
Just like with the Air Force One in the front, I really enjoy seeing the process of that, and it goes to show how much effort goes into making that thing, stable. They do that on Lego Masters, and they're under a time limit too. There's a lot of time that goes into it.
That's right. It's almost like on Lego Masters, they know what they're doing.
Well, occasionally,
This is some more space-related builds. That one in the back is great. We see some more of those like pods that we saw in some builds earlier. Used to make those kind of biomes for growing things on the spaceship. Then some smaller fighters, old Space Police sets, Space Police 2, construction carrier. Oh, I like this little sail, like wind barge there. What is that yellow set back there?
That is a gift with purchase that was available, I believe, overseas exclusively. So that is an official set, but not a part of the display. It's just some guy flexing, probably.
There's some of that going on. Some more space stuff. This is a giant Blacktron dropship. Wow, that thing is massive and very impressive.
And you have right next to it a whole Blacktron display, a Blacktron, Voltron, Blacktron. You say that 5 times fast. Yeah, great use of the brand here with all of this, man. I love this.
Blacktron and Mtron are the two themes that have inspired most of the kind of largest layouts over the years from fans.
Well, yeah, because they only had a couple sets, and then you got to draw inspiration for the rest of it. Now, this over here, I was so excited for it. Take a look at the way those letters are built. Like, it is next level. The way that you combine the space and the two different techniques married perfectly together. Like, it's a shame that it's all the way back here because it's so polished. This reminds me of like a Tyler Kleitz level build of just quality. Like, so much has went into this, and I can't speak any more highly of it.
Yeah, this is Blake Foster, who's done some really incredible work over the years here, and yeah, the contrast of the types of signs, and even what's going on here with the clowns in their like mech vehicles strangling the chicken and attacking the spaceman.
Yeah, and the way the moon rock is portrayed with the sideways building, like that's mama sauce right there. Beautiful, beautiful.
Some more of Blake's builds all along here. Some of his space builds, this like research facility there. A little more Mtron and classic space inspired stuff. This is a cargo shuttle. So yeah, some fantastic work.
Almost looks like it could be like part of a board game or something. Like the way that all these ships are portrayed, like it looks like it's from a video game.
Lots of different space builds.
Speaking of space, oh my space, mamma mia.
This is the massive classic, all the classic space, I guess, along with just Simpsons mosaics.
I mean, when I think of American Dad and Simpsons, I think, what would look really great with this? Classic space.
Couldn't agree more. This person brought some shelves to display some of their work. It's a little crash site. Another build by Nanon. Really nice use of those ball pieces in there.
The blue here really catches your eye on this Explorian long-range laser scout. Nice use of that there. And I guess Maersk is taking it to the next level with some space there. Amazon's not the only thing going to space, everybody.
Oh, I love this. The Steel City lug right here with these says those space plants aren't going to water themselves. So there's a guy out here. It's just the black space minifig watering everything.
Yeah, this was either a very calculated endeavor with all of this, or someone just grabbed a bunch of pieces off the pab wall and went bonkers with it. And it really shows a lot of great color variety here.
The Space Shuttle Discovery with the crew down there. Repair shop. Some other nice spaceship designs, kind of unique shapes. Let's see, what is that back there? Outpost. Got some like cargo containers.
Yeah, there's so many different ways that you can do outposts like that, but great to see that variety.
This orange and gray color scheme works very nicely. Some of Dan Rubin's vehicles, mechs here, always fantastic work. And then this whole space layout, I love the like greenhouse area.
Yeah, this is by 3Lug, the Blue Harvest. So this is like a classic space station, like revitalized. It looks so polished, and to get the dome portions of the greenery right there, like that can be a little bit fragile, but they clearly did it very well here.
Check out the face on the block back there.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see that. Wow. Awesome details hidden throughout this one.
We'll turn around then to, I think, a bunch of the Star Wars stuff here in this section. So you're going to see a whole ton more Star Wars stuff. We'll start right here on this corner. Very micro scale Rogue One landing on Scarif. And then the capture of Galen Erso and from Rogue One.
That's the incursion on an Axis. And while we're taking a look at these here, Joshua, what's your favorite Star Wars movie? Do you have one?
Not really.
Wow. I'm
kind of neutral on it.
I thought that was going to be a whole conversation we could talk about while we're doing. Okay.
It could have been, really. The conversation was there to be had.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, we just have to take a look at even more of these builds, including an Imperial TIE Fighter in more of a classic color scheme.
I want to give a shout out to the tree design here, though. Look at the way this builder used these arches to, like, going down and up to create those trees. That's fantastic. And even that rock, look at the rock in the back and how, like, seamless that is. That's great.
Yeah, no, awesome color scheme there for an Axis.
What is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Ooh, you really put me on the spot there.
You think about it while we take a look at more of these builds. So lots of vignettes from the movies here. Even some stuff from I think Solo there.
Yeah, there's a whole market for, not just what Lego does for sets, but people taking those vehicles and polishing them up. No studs on top, really making it nice and smooth and articulate.
I should say I really enjoyed Solo. I feel like that's kind of underrated. A lot of people wrote that movie off, but I will say that.
All right, so there you got a favorite. I mean, I like Empire probably the most. Empire Strikes Back.
This is a Separatist Siege and Republic facility. This is great. I like the kind of the beach landing scene. You got like a D-Day vibe, but in space.
Yeah, the clone Republic gunship's been getting a lot of love in these mocks recently because now the Republic gunship is out by this point, and it's great to see the love for the Clone Wars.
Another very smooth, nice-looking build here. I love the bases that these builders do and getting it to look so nice. The Venator Hangar Bay. And stark contrast to that very nice, smooth build, we've got the occupation of Jeddah City, which is just all sorts of wonderful rocky terrain.
Yeah, iconic location from Star Wars. And speaking of iconic, did you know this is a thing over here, this build?
No.
So this is an unreleased set that debuted in a Lego book. And this person recreated that from the pictures that were featured in the book.
Wow, learned something new.
Yeah, I love. This should have been an official set. I think it looks fantastic, and it was a stark contrast from all the ships that we got in Star Wars back in the day. You even see the MIDI scale X-wing in that hangar bay. Like that's a thing that they were experimenting with way back then, and we have it now.
Going back to the very clean-looking builds, this is the award ceremony. Those pillars look fantastic in the background there.
Yeah, Chewie doesn't have his medal. He'll get it eventually.
Here's the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Really blowing that Lego set out of the water with that one there. Did you see The Mandalorian?
I have seen The Mandalorian, actually.
That's my favorite Star Wars thing. Maybe not movie, but thing. Definitely Mandalorian.
I did very, very much enjoy it. I agree. This scene was great, where they're like fighting from that, I don't know, whatever that like bar thing, whatever they were trying to fight the troops off from.
Yeah, now that I'm looking at it, we haven't seen a ton of Mandalorian stuff. It's still classic Star Wars and Clone Wars having that passion behind it, but I love seeing Mandalorian.
At some of the other shows we've been to recently, there was a lot of Mandalorian builds. We've got several that are up on the channel. This is another Mandalorian build here as well, from the same city, just different part. Then let's see, what is this? I don't know what scene exactly that depicts, but it looks that spiral staircase is fantastic. I love that.
That kind of looks like Old Republic-ish. It looks like the Jedi Temple, but there's more Sith, so that looks like Old Republic. Maybe I am a Star Wars fan. I don't know.
I like the mock card for this build here. It's the Southern Pacific EMD SD45, very recognizable diesel locomotive from the late 1900s.
Is that what that is?
That's what the mock card says.
I don't think that's accurate.
You don't think so?
Hey man, I don't think so, man. I don't think so.
I'll take your word for it then. There's a first order transporter. This build is fantastic. The lights are still on this. This is fantastic. Darth Vader's castle, over 10,000 Lego pieces, hidden rooms in the castle, this lava flows, massive battle. What doesn't this build have?
This build has so much going on to it, including a tortured Jar Jar, a dance hall room over on the right side, and then as bad to the bone as Darth Vader is, no, the king is Ned Flanders up at the top there, man. He's chilling. The true king of Star Wars. Don't get it twisted, everyone. Don't get it twisted. And you see Bart and Homer down here, they're running for their lives. They don't even know where they're at. Crazy stuff, man. These crossovers, Disney, now that it's all one umbrella, they run wild.
Anything goes.
Everything goes.
Well, round the corner on that build then, you can actually kind of get a peek at it from behind here. You know, it's always interesting to see how these large builds from behind the scenes, what they look like. And then a bunch of smaller, that's like a couple Friends scenes. But then we get to more Star Wars here. Vignette style builds, some smaller stuff. This one here with the larger construction type characters is cool. Prepping the Scout. It's around the corner again. You got some lightsabers.
It's a cucumber from VeggieTales. The pickle? Is it a pickle?
I think it's a cucumber.
It's a cucumber. Well, he's a future pickle. Joshua, don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch before marriage. What? Oh, anyways. So yeah, that's a weird sign. Anyways, great mock. Great display over here.
Yeah, shout out to Noah Hennings, who has done a bunch of Star Wars builds for Beyond the Brick. We featured his work with Clone Army Customs, and we'll have more from him in the future. Great build there. Battle of Hoth, classic Star Wars scene. The prison. Ooh, I like this. That flashing light is a great touch there. Oh, I like those. Like they're going in and out.
Yeah, there's a prison break about to happen in that prison, man.
Few smaller builds here. The duel on Mustafar, Stinger Mantis. Some micro scale, though, very well done, kind of miniature Star Wars ships still. Rise of the Resistance. Some more construction scale builds here. Another big base as we round the corner. I think there's another ship that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, the Republic gunship. It's the Republic versus the Separatists by Aiden. Lots of action going on here. It looks like a simplified Republic gunship here that's kind of smoldered and burned, which is a very unique way of conveying a Republic gunship, just kind of, decrepit. It's very interesting. I hope that's what it is. He's still working on it over here, but.
This last stand at the Capitol is great. So many figures, but then the base of this is really well detailed as well, so definitely stands out. It's a little Kashyyyk build.
I love the way that they use the black rods to convey burned trees. Very nice.
This is great. Imperial landing platform. This is the way the troops are lined up here, and then those trees really stand almost like a bonsai tree type effect.
That is that's the bonsai tree set.
There we go. I guess that makes sense.
No, yeah, yeah, that's great. No, you got it. Great color scheme on that too.
Speaking of colors, here's this Felucia build. This is just fantastic. It reminds me of those coral builds that we saw earlier.
Yeah, I love these pieces. Like, again, this is a piece that people would be like, oh, what do I do with a bunch of those? You make a mock of Felucia, and it looks awesome.
I think that finishes out this section, so we'll walk forward then to the next large rectangle of builds. Trying to, again, do our very best to show you as much as we possibly can. Brian's still vibing hard with everything here. I think we'll go over here. Just nice and easy, taking your time.
Yeah. No, I'm rocking and rolling here. We got the bunkle, baby. Okay. We rocking and rolling. We got a plethora of Bionicle builds. We have the Thelonious Bergstorm
Esquire, and the mock description is, honestly, I'm as confused as you are.
I mean,
is that a chicken bow and arrow?
Yeah, I actually ordered one of those from Popeyes. It's pretty good. I just rolled up to the drive-thru. They flung it in my mouth, and I walked away. That's it.
That's quality service right there.
All right. Like, everything that's able to be done. Oh my goodness, look at Rocco, dude. Have you watched Rocco's Modern Life?
No idea what that is.
Oh, you're so uncultured. It's great.
I know.
Great show. Awesome stuff. What the things you can do with construction, mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing.
It really is. The types of characters. This orange and blue one looks great there. Oh, look at that, like, Kitar guy.
Yeah. And you have some sets mingled inside of here, too, just to give you an idea of, how far it's come. There's a lot of custom masks over there that are still being worked on. Awesome to see.
Ooh, this is cool. The drum cycle. That's neat.
What's the name of this one is I'm going to get it, hold on, the Tharak and the drum cycle. Even the Rakishi of especially diminutive stature is intimidated by this. Yes.
Ooh, I like these builds. Micro scale Koro.
Do you know what those are from?
No.
Lego Dimensions, those bottom panels there.
Oh.
Yeah, so making use of those clearanced out Dimensions portals from Best Buy and all that. It's nice.
Here we've got, is this a Range Rover?
Yeah, you never heard of a Toa riding a Range Rover?
New to me. This is great lettering work on this kind of pillar back here.
Yeah, there's a lot of excellent work on here. There's some Borderlands stuff as well. What is it's like a, I don't know what's going on here with some black. Oh, it's black tape. Oh, this is Resident Evil. Oh, because that's Umbrella Corps, the logo. You don't know what that is, do you?
I don't. I do want to go back to this Borderlands, though, because that's a game that I've just recently finished playing. That it was super cool. This claptrap is spectacular down there. I love that. So thanks for pointing that out.
I feel like you'd like Resident Evil. It's a little spooky, but, you know.
Yeah, I get scared pretty easily. Like, Borderlands was about as far as I can go.
Okay, well, fair enough. Oh, look at this Venom. Venom with, like, Tom Hardy. Like, it looks like the Venom's popping out of him to talk to him. Wow. That is so cool. Awesome to see that. We have, what else here? We have a lot of use of the Baraki, the blue pieces here, translucent. Like, all these marbled colors really add that much more character to these builds, too. We have a Power Miners drill.
Ooh, that's cool. I loved that theme. I had so many sets from that theme growing up.
Yeah, I did as well. That's harkening back to the old days there.
Ooh, this guy's looking good. I like this.
Thank you, Boriki.
Great work.
You the builder on this one? What's your favorite technique used in this one right here?
So it actually started with the Belleville hoop over here. It's like I think it's like a horse training device, sort of. But I figured out if you put it around these connectors on a tire, it creates kind of like a sort of like a neck armor, I guess. And then it kind of stemmed from there.
Great. Thank you. Good work.
Thank you.
These guys are all lined up very nicely. Let's see. Ooh, got some kind of gold armor going on there. There's a like guitar type build. There's another Simpsons character with a Jack Stone character.
Yeah, that's wait, is there Jack Stone back? Is he getting he strikes again? Getting stoned. And I don't know how many times that is. It's one too many. Custom masks and whatnot over here. Excellent paint jobs on these ones over this way. Have even more MIDI scale sort of builds as we move over down the table. And this is where it really ramps up for the Bionicle section, everybody. You're seeing like Brick World Best Creature. You know, the awards are spewing out over toward here. And especially on these risers, what a great way to showcase the variety of techniques.
Check that out. The Master Great Sage of the Multiverse. That is fantastic right there.
I thought the Great Sage of the Multiverse was John Hanlon.
He's the real Great Sage. This is just the front man.
Right. This is like the Timekeepers in Loki and all the same idea.
Sure.
Oh, you haven't watched that either? Come on. All right. Fair enough.
Too busy covering Lego conventions.
That's fair. Look at Darth Vader with the bagpipes and the unicycle.
This is Patrick Biggs, who always brings fantastic stuff out like this. And yeah, he's had that build for a little while now. It's fantastic.
The Sheriff Takamari over here. Look at that. The mask on that one. Wow. They've never done a piece like that, like a Lego, like a face piece. Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, he's got some really great characters all along here.
You see a giant version of the face piece that you use for the Toa. So that's a Toa head statue there. It's a project on Lego Ideas. Here's hoping, fingers crossed. You never know.
I think we can keep that finishes out this section then, so we'll keep going around. I think. Well, first we should show whatever this is. What can you tell us?
This is a pool of germs. And green bricks. It's green bricks. You build over here, and you take it apart.
That works.
It's really as simple as that. There's nothing more to it.
It's that you don't have to overthink it.
No, not on that one. But the carpet does feel nice.
Let's start right here then. We can start with this build over here. Actually, this Stegosaurus dinosaur build using like gold, like palm leaf pieces, and the yellow base. I like that. Some other kind of dinosaur type builds. Ooh, this guy, like the big halo around, and then this tree. What even are those pieces?
They look like joint pieces, just all constructed in a way to make like a energy tree. It's a very, very cool aesthetic.
Then some lenticular mosaics, different Bionicle characters here. I think is it the same character in different forms on each side?
I believe it's Generation 1 to Generation 2, depending on how you look. Yeah.
That makes sense. That's using the beauty of the lenticular mosaics to their greatest effect. Ice Planet.
Man, even if you don't care about Bionicle, look at this stuff. this 2020 Ice Planet 2021 collaboration project. All sorts of mechs in all different styles here, using Lego pieces along with the Bionicle. Great use of the construction, tributing to Ice Planet.
Yeah, maybe not as popular as like M-Tron or the Blacktron stuff, but still some great stuff in there. Oh, here's a nice creation from using the new art sets.
Yeah, that looks like the pieces from the Marilyn Monroe. I actually made a Bionicle head out of the Marilyn Monroe pieces. Liwa.
Because you're such a hardcore fan.
Yeah, I got to support where I can, you know what I mean?
Another mosaic. Giant tree. Ooh, I like this.
That's all Bionicle body pieces in there, too. So that's, and there's feet up here, too. So if you like feet, that's where you go, you know? I love this technique. And this could totally be used in like a Kashyyyk if you wanted to. Like, it works. It works really well.
These flowers are really nice back there as well.
Yeah, yeah. And this is a giant claw hand that's used on this Bionicle back here. So it's element 32506. So it's just a
scaled up
version. I love seeing pieces like that too. And a Christmas, look at the Christmas tree with the Duplo bricks. It's so cool.
What? Oh, this is like a peacock. Oh, it's 2 peacocks. Whoa, that's fantastic.
Technically 3. And then if you're looking at peacocks online and then you suddenly get disconnected, you're going to find this guy right here if you're using Google Chrome. Do you know what that's from?
I have seen that before, yes.
I figured you have because you're on the internet, you know. So, yeah. That's great using Bionicle pieces too.
Construction Toa, the face in the middle.
We got Superman versus Lex Luthor on the top here. Does it move? Oh, it does move.
Thank you. Are these all your builds? Yeah, fantastic. You get some really, really great stuff.
Dino is probably my favorite of the bunch. Yeah, absolutely. No, it works totally well. Larger scale models here and going back down to midi scale. You got Monolith, Pestilence, BZ Tower.
The classic Bianalog mosaic back there.
I love these
with some of the fine members back here. We've been talking about some of your work already in the tour.
Yeah, I love these guys down here, like the Luke, Han, Leia, the Boba. Like such a interesting art design that goes into that. And then I didn't want to acknowledge the spider. I don't like spiders.
Oh, good. Don't acknowledge it.
I won't acknowledge. You built it in 2005. Oh my goodness, that's an old spider. Wow. No, I would certainly hope not. They wouldn't live that long. It's a massive Australian spider that looks like a face hugger. You know, right on there. So it is really well done, even though I didn't want to acknowledge it because it's a spider. But no, good stuff. Anyways, moving on. We have
overseer with all these cape pieces.
That is John Hanlon editing these videos. He's like, good, it's coming along very nicely, Brian, good.
He uses a big, like, stylus.
It's a stylus he's using for Adobe Photoshop.
To Premiere, that's how you best use Premiere.
I'm going to get a talking after this video. John's like, man, really? Anyways, all right. We got a great Takia over here. You have Barag remixed.
Ooh, I like that guy, the teeth, all those teeth. That's cool.
Yeah, the sharp teeth. That's what really does it.
Some more nice characters. I like the little stand that this guy and a couple of guys have some nice stands they're built up on here.
Yeah, always verticality is always a great part of your builds. You want people to see what you got, you know?
Very important. Round the corner here, I'm spotting another Jack Stone. Do you see him?
Who is this individual or team? They need to be relinquished of their power.
Secret Society, maybe?
The Jack Stone Society, the JSS? I don't know, man.
They're bringing him back, you know? For too long, they've been looked down on.
If we get Jack Stone back and don't get Peach's Castle, I'm retiring from the community. I'm done.
It'll be hard to take.
I don't even want to discuss this further. Let's just keep going.
Oh, I like this. This Virgo build is very nice, that pink and white.
Very unique color scheme for a Bionicle build, too.
And then that finishes out this section. Let's see. I think that's... Wait, no, we have one more. We got to back it up.
But wait, there's more. If you want a lifetime supply of Bionicle, go to BrickFair Virginia 2021. More Bionicle than you can shake a Bionicle part at.
We'll stop here now. So let's start. Oh, look at this. That reminds me of like a Wii remote.
Because that actually is a functional Wii remote.
Oh, well, that would be why they built that onto a Wii remote.
Yeah, that's an awesome little piece of weird technology, but it's probably not very nice to use. But for a build like that, it's very nice.
It'll sail really nicely right into your TV.
Let's certainly hope not, unless you want that effect.
I like this guy here. The axe off has those nice beyond the brick colors to it.
Yeah, I can see the bias of why you'd like that one. Makes sense.
Whoa, check this out.
I can't tell what piece that is. It's like a claw piece used to get the sundial effect. Interesting.
Great characters all along here.
Always like when these construction figures use cloaks to really give it a bit more mystique about them.
Are these your builds here? Yeah. Fantastic.
Which one's your favorite of the bunch? I guess my Oh, that's a nice one there with the blue cloak.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Very nice. Thank you. There's this blue character right here is great.
What is that? The headpiece. That looks like a custom thing.
I've definitely seen that. No, it's I've definitely seen that before. What it's from exactly, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, hopefully not Jack Stone.
I'm pretty sure you're safe in not saying that. Oh, like this guy chilling on the wicker chair.
That's gonna be us all retired one day. We're done with the Lego thing, just sitting in the wicker chairs in Indiana.
That's right, because that's all we have to do in Indiana, really.
Yeah, you either count corn on the cob or you sit in the wicker chair, whichever,
Both equally satisfying activities.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Chase McCain, there he is.
Ooh, my favorite video game character of all time.
Really? We're done with the tour, John. Thank you.
It's a really close matchup between Toad and Chase McCain.
Oh my goodness, we got to get you playing more games. Awesome mechs around these parts, man.
Crystal Scavenger. This is a great throwback to that Mars mission theme. Another great theme I had growing up. Love it.
Yeah, and there's some like Jedi-inspired builds over here too. And it looks like, more Indiana Jones right over next to it with a dragon. Like a nice assortment of characters and scenes here. There's some Atlantis too, kind of scaled up. That's very interesting too. Nice little variety over toward these parts. It looks like they're adding a little bit more to the ship displays over here.
These are great. These couple right here, all the guns on them in the red and black color scheme.
Yeah, you can tell this person, Eric, doesn't mess around having these custom stands for these. You love seeing that. Posability helps with your displays. Just laying it down on the table, you got to take it to the next level, baby.
Oh, this is great. Nice kind of like purple color mixed with the gray, and then these windows are nice as well.
Yeah, it really makes the classic blue spaceship stand out. You have some aliens around here. Nice attention to detail on the purple.
This build is fantastic. I was looking at this earlier. It uses these classic alien tubes to create kind of the outside structure of the ship.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a micro city in a sense, like these buildings in here and like, greenhouse sort of thing, filling it out. Looks like the aged plastic on the rubber really gives it a grit level to it.
And then how about this giant city cargo stock ship, it's called.
I can't imagine how delicate this is and putting it all together, each of these different sections. Transporting it must be a pain, but the results look impeccable.
Yeah, all of those different kind of cargo pieces and sections make up a really nice build. This looks like it's inspired by the old like there was an alien UFO ship that looked similar to that. I can't remember what theme exactly it was from.
Yeah, it's like a prelude to Alpha Team sort of a deal. It was actually called UFO. It's the same like essence to it. Really well done and polished ship there. Actually, all of these ships in this row. This reminds me, the one on the far left here is like a blue and purple one. That reminds me of a blue and purple Elves Dragon. That is a very highly sought after set because of just how cool it looks. So great job on that.
I think that finishes out this section for us. Then should we keep going?
Man, I'm just here.
John, how are you feeling? Thumbs up. Okay, we'll keep going further. Let's keep going further down then. It's getting a little late here now. We aren't sure how much longer we're we'll be able to keep up our energy. But look at Brian scooting along. We'll do some of these displays here before we hit the massive GBC.
Listen, I'm dedicated to the craft, baby. I'm here all night long. Whatever I need to get done, we're going to get it done.
Okay, that's what I love to hear. That's what we need more of, that team spirit at Beyond the Brick. Kirk we struggle with.
Kirk he's often fairy tale land, okay? But we're also in Spaceland over here with this incredible creation.
I love your transitions.
You know, man, just the best in the business. Well, we got a nice moon base that looks like it could be out of a video game with the customized modules going from one section to another. You got the TARDIS and a very small scale X-Wing, lots of little Easter eggs in here that bring it to life and make it relatable for the younger audience that's going to see it here at BrickFair.
Yeah, it looks like there's kind of a train that will normally run around it. And then this is that like classic moon-based module kind of collaborative idea that's been around for many, many years. So you can kind of build each section and then they all connect up at the same kind of connection points.
I would love to see more of this at these shows because not one person can normally make a whole giant mock, but if everyone just has a section and combines it, that's the power of teamwork, especially in a lug or otherwise. It's awesome to see this.
This temple is fantastic, and then the lighting here, again, using these like tubes that you've moved the aliens through, the lighting just is fantastic in this whole layout.
Yeah, and taking it down to a lower level, because you got to remember there's going to be young people seeing this, you know, and having the lights going all through it, it captures your imagination when you see it, and it draws your eye right to it.
And then moving over to these super colorful moon-based modules here, reminds me of like that cargo ship that we were just looking at a few minutes ago, with all these different areas, lots of different colors, and kind of each has its own unique vibe to it.
Yeah, somebody in a group could make one module and have it all connect together, bring your own personality and flavor to it, and make something awesome.
We've got a bunch of space shuttles ready to take off.
You know, lift off to the moon, baby.
Oh, here's some crazy lights going on here. Mars water mine. Just, you know, I don't know if are those supposed to represent characters? I guess so, the microscale people.
Yeah, that's, you know, once we finally trash Earth forever, that's us approaching on Mars and then, you know, get the water.
As long as there's Lego shows there.
Imagine a BrickFair Virginia on Mars.
The space builders will finally be happy.
You know, they can't complain anymore about anything.
Here's Space Stonehenge with that character's not doing so great.
See, I knew the aliens had something to do with it, because if it's on the moon, it's going to be at Stonehenge. It makes total sense. Total sense.
For sure. And then over here is a giant, this whole display is one person's massive Endor layout. And we've covered some large Endor displays on Beyond the Brick before, but I don't think we've ever done one this big.
Yeah, and you guys are going to go obviously in depth on this one here, but if you're a fan of Endor in any capacity, you're going to want to take a look at this. I know they have a TV with a little bit of music going on, really setting the tone for all of this. So really awesome stuff to see here. And you guys got to check out the video when the O'Hanlons dive in deep on this Endor one.
They have a real water function. So there's like actual real water running through into like a pond there, all real water. So that's very unusual. There's a train that runs through the middle, all of these trees. So there's so much to look at here. It's really great. And we'll definitely go a lot deeper into this. For sure.
Yeah, and then we have the almighty GBC, as we know, lurking all throughout here. You guys are going to do an in-depth video on that one as well.
Oh, yeah, you know we always got to get that GBC tour. Yeah, I mean, you can't go a show without a GBC tour.
Have you ever constructed a module yourself?
I have not, which I feel like is a major problem. I've given it a lot of thought over the years, and I really should, considering how many times we've covered these.
It really feels like a rite of passage, and I don't want to call you guys frauds. But it feels like...
It's okay, you can.
It feels like you should at some point, you know? Mm-hmm. But again, that's just me. And this thing is massive.
Yeah, so we're just walking around the whole thing.
Yeah, right. We're just having a casual conversation about whatever, you know?
So I think is Dino the theme this year?
Listen, I just show up here and I do the thing.
I believe Dino is what is the theme, which is why you're seeing various dinosaurs in different spots. And this whole area here is all dino-themed builds. There's Rex from Toy Story.
Were you questioning that?
Yes.
That is Rex from Toy Story.
That's what I thought. But you know, sometimes I don't know.
Did you have a childhood?
No, I just immediately came out a military historian.
Makes sense, actually. Makes sense. No, great dinosaur build. Love seeing the undiscovered fossil, the bones down here. That's awesome. Still a little bit of a work in progress over here, but yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's a really great build. This is, again, talking about undiscovered, finding dinosaur bones. Look at all the different layers there.
What? John? What are we doing? What? Getting stoned again? Right when you're not expecting it, you know?
It just hits you. This build is spectacular. The landscape here obviously just stands out so much. The rock work, which I always love seeing done well. The T-Rex itself, and then that. Actually, if we walk around to the back real quick and show this. So it's obviously not running, but this is an operational waterfall. So the water runs up this conveyor belt and then down a couple conveyor belts on the side there to create a real working waterfall. So this is great.
Yeah, and even though the set is the dinosaurs from the Jurassic Park gate set, the technical abilities here with the waterfall, stellar. Knocked it out of the park.
This is a life-size Compsognathus. I had no idea.
Compsognathus. Yeah, you got it. No, you got it right.
Okay. There we go. It looks great.
This seems like it could be like a Lego set. I mean, it is, but like this demonstration of it, like it looks very clean. Very, very clean. And it's life-size. That's awesome.
Very, very nice work. Here's a two dinos fighting while also being chased by a man on a motorcycle.
Yeah, you have death in the form of the two dinos and a flower field, so it's really contrasting.
It really speaks to the human experience.
Yeah, that speaks to my experience especially. It's great.
Some more small dino vignettes. This is the dig.
Yeah, while excavating dino relics, a cave is uncovered by a world of Lego past, my own history with the bricks. So
here's like a 3D printed model or something.
Yeah, that's like me in 40 years. Or maybe that's me in 40 years right here. Who knows?
And then there's this little BrickFair 2010 piano kit. That's super cool.
That's just a flex on how long they've been here.
Some people just like to show off.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame them.
Brick badges, monorail, a whole bunch of monorail. This display we did a video on earlier today. It's Jim Henson's Dinosaur Train. I wasn't familiar with this show, but this display is so cool, and I love the whimsical train and train station feel. Apparently, they travel around time and learn about dinosaurs.
That's really, really cool. I haven't heard of that myself either, but I love the vibe going on here with the big ugly rock pieces in the back, and the train itself looks so colorful and so awesome.
Really nicely done. Then we've got Jurassic Outpost. So you've got a large airport next to a Jurassic Outpost, basically, which seems like a bad idea.
Whoever the citywide planner was for this, not the builders, but the city planners of this fictitious city, bad idea. You know, you're not landing a 747 next to the T-Rex pen, but I understand, you know, times are tough. You gotta really condense it all.
Let's see. Disney build with dinosaurs, I think.
Yes,
yeah,
the
it is.
dinosaur ride has malfunctioned horribly and created a rip in the fabric of time. And the dinosaurs have now come through to the present and are running amok. And Doctor Who has stopped by to try to help herd them all back in and fix the time rip.
I hope that goes well for him. Thank you.
Big element of these Lego builds too, story. If you're ever doing a Lego competition, they love story.
That's right. Come over here, and we get some nice kind of art. This is Trafalgar Square, so very nice art-inspired builds here.
Yeah, quite like the art piece. Oh, this looks a little familiar. Look at this one, kid. We got a little bit of Boston. We got some lobster. We got the Sitco sign. We got all sorts of things going on around here, like as if it were right on the Charles River. Some Boston in a box by Mikey. Good job, Mikey. I love it.
I think we have the builder right here for that. Yes, fellow Bostonian.
Good stuff. Thank you. Yeah. So, what was your favorite building to design in that vignette box?
Oh, the actual Fenway Park, of course, and the Sitco sign.
See, you know this gentleman's authentic because he said Fenway Park, not Fenway Park. Fenway Park.
Fenway Park. That's good. Exactly.
Excellent. Good to know more Bostonian builders. You know, so you made the drive.
I did make the drive. Yeah.
It took me 11 hours.
Yeah, 10 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that 10-hour drive, but
you
anyway.
dwell on what's here, you know, what's at the show.
Right, exactly, like a jackalope.
Very nice, thank you. Sure. Giant chess piece.
Yeah, 2020 being a bomb. I mean, it was. We have a microscale Ninjago City. That's cool.
Ooh, that is cool. Shout out to Dave Shefsick. Check out bricknerd.com for amazing Lego content.
Yeah, and even more microscale builds all around here. You have a Monument Valley in Arizona in microscale. That's beautiful.
Oh, John and I are going to be there later this year.
We understand you travel, you show off, all right? You travel, Globetrotters that y'all are.
We just do it to flex on you.
That's fair. Just like this Avengers Tower here that's all translucent and beautiful looking. And this micro city. Beautiful cityscape. A nice maze over here, too. Like, lots of little details.
Oh, this is very nicely presented. Gallon Fairbanks. Little, oh, don't drop your cup.
No, I'm good. I was just so taken aback by, the build by Gallon Fairbanks here.
The National Institute of Health.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a computer board chip, but I totally understand what it is.
This is Woolen Mills building in Charlottesville, Virginia, I believe.
Yeah, again, showing off what the actual building is with it. Awesome.
I love this. Is just like tons of techniques to build like micro skyscraper towers.
Yeah, the thing, they always build these skyscrapers. Why aren't they more colorful? I know it's a lot of paint, but I'd love to be in a city like that.
Check out the Attack of the Brick Separators here with those giant. I know you don't like spiders, so we don't have to dwell on it.
Right, no, but those brick separators, they have a lot of character to them. They're awesome.
Here's the Cornerstone Chapel in Leesburg, Virginia. That is very, very detailed.
They don't want anyone touching that. They got it in the case.
Here it is, a photo of it in front of the real building. There's swimming with the sea turtles. That's an adorable build. Look at those sea turtles. That's great.
Yeah, they are fantastic. You have all sorts of vignette builds over here. You're seeing like an aquarium, not ice hockey, but air hockey. And then did you watch WandaVision?
I watched like the first couple episodes, but I haven't finished it.
What is grief, if not love, persevering? Great quote over there. Scrooge McDuck, that's live footage of Josh and John with all the ad revenue there. We have the antique to diving.
Shout out to all the viewers who made it this far into the video, because that is a lot of ad revenue.
Hey, thanks everybody. Comment, rate, and subscribe.
Stick around for the next 2 to 3 hours that this video is going to go on.
Speaking of popular videos, Tensegrity over here with the repurposed monorail.
Builder Thomas Mueller, fantastic GBC builder. We featured his work over the years. Really great stuff.
And you know what? What's best about it? It got stoned.
Even better.
Right over here, striking again.
Ooh, I love this. It's a retired adventures collection. So this is like Johnny Thunder in retirement right here. That's great. All of the different artifacts from those sets.
I wouldn't want to be swimming in this one. The Creature of the Black Lagoon over here. That's a very interesting build.
Some pool builds. This is a bunch of kind of various vignettes.
You got Five Guys over here. You have Christmas.
Five Guys is making me hungry.
Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's good stuff. Turning the tables over here with the cows abducting the alien with a little bit of light behind there. That's awesome. You have a metal detector. That's awesome, because it's like metal being underground and like thinking about that. That's adorable. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great as you realize exactly like what's happening in each of those builds.
Yeah. That's a great kind of build here.
And these are just vignettes, so you just take a character and make a little habitat build for them. You can be comic book characters. It can be anything.
Yeah, and you really get to start your stuff here. You can go totally minimalist with it. You can have a couple that connect. You can feature a specific character if you want to. You see a lot of Disney, Looney Tunes, Star Wars, really anything and everything. I love this Halloween one up here. It's like a trick-or-treater sort of a thing. Kids stopping by for some candy. You got Harry Potter. You have DC Penguins. Shout out to the Penguins down here.
Oh, you always got to shout out to the Penguins.
Always shout out to the Penguins, man. I love a lot of these vignettes here.
So that finishes out this section then. I would say let's do these couple of sections in the very back and then probably call it a night tonight, because we're going to be drifting. We got a lot of content we still have to record for the people, Brian.
No, I listen. I'm all about the content. I'm all about the people, baby. Got to think of the people.
Right. At the end of the day, it's all for the fans.
Exactly.
And the ad revenue.
And lots of money. Lots of money.
This is a whole giant castle layout, so this is all one huge layout right here. You've got a really nice castle. Also, this ship is nice here as well on the right side. And then as you make your way through, there's a lot going on, including like in the middle there with the American flag. I don't know what's going on there.
It seems like you could do a whole video on this with all the detailed interiors for the buildings too. Take a more in-depth look.
All buildings have full interiors, is what the sign says.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Why would I think it's a lie? You know.
We have no reason not to believe that.
Right.
But there's another kind of castle. This is less a castle and more kind of like village wall, I would call this. So it's kind of less defended.
Yeah, you know, still defended, but not as much as you would probably hope.
If Kirk Wilson was a car, this would be him.
Oh man, Kirk's not getting his DeLorean set officially yet, but we got a great mock right here.
This next build is absolutely fantastic. I love this. Might be a favorite of the show for me right here. This is the USS Wisconsin, one of the Iowa-class battleships from the Second World War. What you don't see right now is that all of these 5-inch gun turrets and the big turrets all move, and they all have movement to them. They can go back and forth. The big turrets, the barrels can go up and down. We did a very in-depth video with this builder taking you through the whole thing and then kind of tearing it apart and showing the insides. Really fantastic build there. Rounding the corner, the same builder, I believe, has a Stuka build here. So it looks like he took kind of the front propeller off, but really large scale, nice build there. This is a giant airport. This is what you would see if we could afford to fly you into shows.
Yeah, instead I got to take the train car like a hobo. All these plates down here, this takes a lot of resources, man, to lay this all down, and like you need a lot of space in like an airport. Like there's a lot of action going on here, a lot of motion.
Oh yeah, the big yellow buildings, you don't run into it. This is very unique. You've got a Duplo lunchbox almost background to this then like minifig scale build.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here, but the two worlds combining is really interesting as a mock to have.
This next plane is from that builder that we saw just a few minutes ago with the big plane and the battleship. Really fantastic.
Love seeing Jar Jar Binks, Raphael, and Benny at the helm. That's who I would trust driving, flying my plane. No one else.
Let's see. This is just like a nice garden, lots of beautiful sculptures. Looks very relaxing, kind of a park.
Yeah, right next to it is more Halloween, some death, you know.
That's what drew your eye.
You know, it's just a spooky, man. It's just what does it for me.
Shout out as a Hoosier, I've got to give a shout out to the corn people there.
The corn right next to the nativity scene. Yeah, that's what I think of when I think nativity is corn right next to it. And pharaohs and all that. A lot going on here. These are trees being transported by this train car right here. Lots of trains. Thomas, a tank engine in the front here. Shout out to Thomas, Percy, Donald, and the gang.
The whole gang's here.
The whole train gang is there.
Oh, this is very cool. It's like a submarine underwater car.
Yeah, very, very interesting. You can really have a lot of fun with different train cars. You don't have to just keep it to the standard stuff, whether it's Thomas the Tank Engine or otherwise. You know, have a little spice with it.
We've got a couple builders putting the finishing touches on this layout here. So this looks like a combination of a couple different scales.
Yes, we've got System and Duplo here. Primarily, the Duplo castle was sold in Europe, and this was actually a follow-on to when we were here 2 years ago, and we had a big battle scene with the giant yellow castle on one hand with System, minifigure knights, and then we had the giant Duplo castle, and they were meeting on the bridge, and they're about to go to war, and they realized they didn't have to destroy each other; they could come together and build a bigger, better castle together.
I love it. It's a great story arc, over years of the show.
Exactly.
Well, keep up the good work. I hope it comes together nicely for you. Thank you.
I love this stuff. I love seeing blown up Lego pieces in scale. Like this is like a classic space rover over here. You have like a green dinosaur, multicolor parts. There's a lot of really good stuff here.
And then just a really nice kind of spaceship build. These are Star Trek, I think. That's what the mock card says. Yes, old school Star Trek standoff. So we'll go with that.
Yeah, this one's right up your alley. The Allied liberation of Virginia Beach.
So I didn't realize we liberated Virginia Beach, but okay.
Yeah, with a unicorn mech too.
That works.
Yeah.
I think that finishes this section out for us then. So we'll go back to this area back here. I think this one final train layout probably do it for us for the night.
Still rocking and rolling, you know?
Yes.
Lots of trains, planes, automobiles, mechs, anime, rock and rolling.
So this is an interesting idea. This whole layout we're about to look at is a collaborative train layout. So it's not one particular lug. It's just a bunch of different people that bring however big sections they want, and they all kind of get together. This is the second time that this kind of idea has been used here at a LEGO show. But you see the bridge. It's never a train layout without some really nice bridge. You always got to have that. Tons of fantastic train models here. I love the green, blue, and red back there. Brick Chain Depot. Look at all of these nicely printed, decaled cars. Fantastic work.
Yeah, and as important as it is to have like the spicy ones too, having classic train cars on display, always awesome to see the the refinements of awesome techniques.
I love the like train builder turret over here. So you just like one person can fit in there and they control everything.
Oh, I didn't even realize that's what it is.
I guess that's what it is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, why not, right? It's like being head of the battle station.
That's true. Why not? We'll go around to the other side then here. There's even more trains. They haven't even put out yet. There's just more train after train.
It's almost like it's a train layout, and they have to refine it more. They actually got to connect the tables, I think, too.
Shout out to Brick Model Railroader and the fantastic models they've got there. There's more pickle jars.
Oh, I'm a fan of that. The spicy pickles, man.
You gotta ship those spicy pickles around. There's a little like steam shovel thing. That's cool. There's a train station. Ooh, I love the white siding, that old look on the white building back there.
Yeah, and the way that these roads are built, they're built sideways. These sidewalks are angled up. There's a lot of interesting techniques and different angles here, all working very fluidly.
There's some kind of like hay bales out here.
They're putting Harry Potter and Ron to work over here. They're not being relegated to being at Hogwarts anymore.
This apple orchard is amazing. I love that. That looks so cool. You don't see, Lego has made those apples for a long time, but you don't see a lot of apple orchards. You would think you'd see that more often.
Yeah, because they come, pretty high in quantity too, but it makes total sense, so it's good to see it.
It's like a dog park out there, I think. Little train barn area. There's another train station from Maryland. Ooh, check out Brick Forge. Shout out to brickforge.com. Some fantastic accessories there. I like this plane that's kind of broken down there.
Yeah. And you're seeing right behind it too, there's like a roller coaster that does a loop-de-loop around it, which that Lego hasn't made official parts for. So that's like different tubes that can make that happen. Really nice to see that along with the mixer official Lego set. So nice marriage of all that there for an amusement park.
I like we go to like the wood pylon track for crossing the water. That's a nice touch. And then look at the level of detailing in these two buildings. So these are all thin plates. It's so parts intensive, but it looks so nice.
Yeah, and these are not all totally straight and flush too, but that adds more the shingles type of character to it too.
Some more corn and pumpkins. And just a couple kind of random houses out here. Here's kind of a rail yard type of idea. It looks like there's a little shed for the trains to sleep in. Is that what that is? I think that's what happens.
Sometimes you just got to take a nap and you're a train and you're like, yeah, I'm going to pull into here and take a nap because I'm a train.
Why not? I think we should actually end with this wall of mosaics. I think that's the last thing that we should do back here. So because this brings us to the very, very back of the hall. The only thing beyond this is the bathrooms. So that's about it.
Good stuff with these trains. Yeah.
We'll do these mosaics here, and I think then call it a night. So, it's Luke Skywalker.
You had a questioning tone with that. You're like, that's Luke Skywalker?
I was just thinking about how it's my all-time favorite movie franchise.
Right. You got Toy Story here, NASA. You have the Philmont Scout Ranch, Lego, that actually looks really, really well done. Like, if you looked at it from like a little bit further away, you wouldn't even know it's Lego. Just the way that the parts move, excellent. More My Hero Academia. We have a Puppo. Not a lot of dogs on display, so that's a nice touch there. Phoenix Rising. Picture of a child here, Master Chief.
Ooh, I like the Master Chief one.
Yeah, and then Steve Jobs. You have some fireworks going on. Flamingo, which is built sideways. That's not a mosaic. It's a mosaic, but not in the traditional sense, so you would think.
Both of these builds these two here are just absolutely fantastic. James Butte, I believe, who I think did those military builds we were looking at, the big planes and that battleship earlier, but both of these, they look like works of art. You can't even really tell it's Lego at first.
Yeah, I love this, and it looks so smooth, and like that's something an art person would buy as a display piece in their home, not even for the sake of Lego.
Dave Shefsick using the light really nicely here on this rainbow heart build. I think that's during the World of Lights. It looked really nice. Nice.
Yeah, throughout all these different colors here makes it that much more vibrant and beautiful. And same thing applies for this horse over here, this peyote pony. And we're not going to show you the bathrooms, and that's about it for the mosaic section.
Right, I'm starting to not be able to talk anymore, so I'm pretty sure that's a sign that we should end for the night.
You need some hot tea, Joshua, hot tea.
Is this a Dunkin' ad?
Well, not quite yet.
Well, yeah, that's a good chunk of the convention hall. So tomorrow night we'll come back and finish it out for y'all and make sure that we show you as much as we possibly can of all the builds here, along with all of the individual in-depth layouts. So I'm glad you were able to keep your energy up. Great stuff. Excited for tomorrow night to finish it out.
Let's do it up, Josh.
Okay. All right, let's do it. Cake Smash, online only exclusive for limited time Mountain Dew flavor. Let's do it. Cheers. Cheers. Woo! Woo! Tastes like cake.
Tastes like we're about to do a tour video. We're back again on Saturday night with the rest of the BrickFair Virginia 2021 tour, starting with a big ship over here, nominated for the best watercraft. This is by Quinn. And what type of ship is this, Joshua?
This is like a ship of the line is generally what this type of ship I think would be described as. It's the HMS Terror. The crazy thing about this build is this builder's only 13 years old, which just such an incredible build from such a young builder. I can't wait to see what he continues to do in the future. I was looking down inside there. I think there's even a bit of an interior. It's hard to tell a little bit, but even with just the outside decorations, the yellow and red color, it kind of looks like this would be the Beyond the Brick flagship maybe if we had a fleet.
Absolutely, and if this is what someone can do at 13, we all got to step up our game, you know?
Next to that, equally impressive though in a very different vein, is the USS Friendship, and this is a massive Friends-themed. I think you could call this a battleship. Look at the turrets. I mean, there's a lot of weaponry on this.
Yeah, it's like an aggressive positivity and happiness to it that I love the color scheme for. You know, taking something like a ship and turning it on its head into something that you wouldn't otherwise expect. You have a lot of these mini doll figures. One of them actually has a head on a stake up toward one of the top decks over there. So, you know, this isn't some, let's go shopping at the mall and nails done. Nah, they're ready for war, brother.
This is when they go to fight elves for the most colorful Lego theme.
Yeah, and I mean, elves can give them a run for their money, but, I mean, friends with a ship like that, you know?
Here's a beach barge. I like the little, shack attached to the it's like a beach on a boat.
That would be what the name kind of implies there, right? The beach barge. Not very ergonomical, but very cool as a concept in itself. Excellent job by the builder.
A few things down here. We got some microplanes, like a jet there, a Top Gun jet. A few other planes here. We got a rowing team, and then a pirate ship battle. So now we'll come over here. So this section here is going to be all military, I believe. And actually, there's a Star Wars ship. But besides that, I think you're going to see a lot of military here, Brian.
I think it's time for me to take a nap and let Joshua take over.
Check out these beautiful tanks, though. Like, we're starting with kind of like futuristic stuff here. Look at this. Is that like sand blue or something? What exactly is that color?
You're asking me?
I'm asking you. But I also love the railgun look on this one.
Yeah, lots of interesting techniques here. It being sci-fi allows you to do something a bit more out of the box, and I believe that is sand blue right there. Let us know in the comments if you made it this far, how wrong we got that.
There's some EU vehicles here. This is a modern, sort of futuristic, post-APOC type build, it looks like.
Yeah, and you're going to see a lot of that throughout this section here. Lots of destruction as the wartime vehicles are here.
Here's a build depicting battle between the USSR and their Mongol allies and the Japanese. So a very often overlooked part of the Second World War here, 1939. I love. There's almost like a peaceful serenity to this build in a way, because it's just the tank there and that very beautiful sky, that kind of forced perspective look in the background. So it's a battle build, but it doesn't feel like a battle build.
Yeah, and you're showing some shadows with the clouds there. Excellent work.
Some very small little vignettes here, some kind of robot creatures. Let's see, here is a battle from 1582. This is Spanish soldiers and sailors against Japanese pirates. Wow, very interesting. So you've got quite the contrast in soldiers and styles of fighting here. I like this build. I love to see, and brick-built horses as well.
Yeah, the horses, the way they are incredibly interesting as well. Anything other than the actual Lego horse is going to be a most impressive build to have display here on BrickFair Virginia.
Next to that, super cool military build here. This is the Ludendorff Bridge from the very end of the Second World War. And obviously the bridge architecture stands out here. Any build that has a bridge that just kind of like falls off into nothing is always cool in my opinion. I just like that aesthetic. I think it looks nice. But then also the landscaping here is really, really nice.
Yeah, and it's nominated for Best Battle Scene here. And although there's not much of a battle taking place actively here, the nature and the landscaping done here is excellently well done.
Couple of tank destroyer plane there. Here's some, not so much military, but more like cyberpunk futuristic builds, which are super impressive. Here, one thing that always stands out here is the kind of mosaic work on the side of the buildings, like graffiti type look.
Yeah, and if you're a fan of the Ninjago City Gardens, there's a lot of that inspiration driven here. Neon signs, there's a lot of graffiti, all sorts of little details hidden throughout here, and that's what you love to see the focus on at these shows. It's not just building big, but adding that detail into it, whether it's an interior, lights, stories that are being portrayed in this city here, called the Morning Commute. For this building we're looking at here, and that spans over across the next couple of sections here. We have the Sunken City 2041 by Mason, and again, you're seeing lights, you're seeing overgrown greenery, and so much detail.
The NASA logo on the side of the building is great.
And that's graffitied onto there. That's kind of what that's trying to convey, and it successfully does it. And although you're seeing all these stories in here, that's adding more character to the build in general. You know, it's hard to portray the NASA logo in brick-built form in that way, but it's meant to look graffiti and very raw in that sense. So they did an excellent job conveying that.
This build is called I Don't Build. It's just generic APOC build.
Clearly, Billy here is lying, because they do build, and they build something that I certainly could not build with all the greebling effects of the sand and the outposts in general. Excellent job.
If John can circumnavigate all of the boxes down here. This build, it's actually first time I've looking closely at this build, but there's a lot going on here, and it's kind of like hanging over the edge, almost floating.
Yeah, luckily there's stanchions here at BrickFair Virginia. Otherwise, this might unfortunately get hit off, because it is on the very edge of the table, which really sells the effect that much more. You're having pieces from Avatar: The Last Airbender scattered throughout here. Excellent roofing details, or details on the roof. I don't know if that's the proper way to say it. But for this floating island, there's a lot of different techniques here that come into harmony, so excellent work.
I guess these are all floating islands, kind of this whole area here. Really, really neat stuff. That's always a great technique. I like this little sky tug as well. And then all of the flowers, little like Mediterranean vibe almost to that building.
Yeah, and having all these be floating buildings in harmony, you can have different building styles all come together in a sense with having, just different perspectives, and they all make sense because they're all floating islands.
It's like some work in progress, maybe a little bit. This is almost like a church building there. Customization still happening here. Some submarines and some ships. And then getting back to some more of the more traditional military builds. It looks like we've got like a Second World War Germany build going on here. I love the torn down architecture style, which you see a lot in these types of builds, but looks very nice. Using the red bush for an explosion over here is great.
Yeah, anytime you can have that implied motion, awesome to have, and especially the antenna pieces in translucent orange, that's even better. So that's an excellent use of that piece. I would never thought of.
That build's also a good example of the contrast with the red with the white background. I think that works really well. Another Second World War build from 1931 here, German and Polish troops. This is an interesting style because it's kind of on multiple islands, which I've seen some builders will take this approach, and it kind of adds that, kind of lets your mind fill in the rest of the scene.
Yeah, instead of needing to worry about having a giant 48 by 48 base plate, you can really let your imagination run wild, or you can do exactly what the opposite is and have a whole base plate as your display here at the Battle of, I'm going to let you say that one.
It's a very long German word. I wish Andreas was here to help me out.
Oh, it would be so good to see him here at BrickFair Virginia. So nice to be talking about the best battle scene nomination here at BrickFair. So good to have this here, done by Tom. Done by Ian, rather. I saw Tom Brady on the mock card. My apologies, Ian.
No, Tom Brady just dropped off this like First World War build at the show.
Yeah, I'm wishing we had more Super Bowls here in New England. My mind's slipping.
Next to that, we've got kind of like a depot build surrounded by a whole bunch of really nice Second World War vehicles. And then here's kind of like a sub pen with a submarine in sort of dry dock here with smaller vignettes in front of it. But that's a great looking submarine.
Yeah, the fact that there's a whole structure around it to have it be housed in adds that much more detail and really draws your attention when you're over in this section here.
It's a beachfront battle, USA versus Germany, so kind of a amphibious landing. I like the use of different anti-tank type emplacements on the beach there. Some more fantastic tanks. This one here is great. It's an American tank. I like the white. You don't see a lot of white tanks like that.
Was that used heavily in battle?
It said it was used for winter exploration and battle. I'm not familiar with it. It's the T-110E3. I'm not very familiar with that model.
They were in the winter, like Antarctic. Were they battling against the penguins and the polar bears, or?
They very well might have.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Got a battleship in the background there. It looks great. Some more Tiger tank models as well. And then, let's see. This is a Sicily build, 1943. It's General Patton's Triumph going through Sicily. Oh, it's some unique architecture you don't see very often in these builds. I think that finishes out this section. We'll make our way by the, what is this, just kind of a general build spot?
I don't know which way we're going.
We're going this way.
Okay, right.
Yes. As we go on our left here, what do we have?
We have on our left a general free build area. Make sure you sanitize when you're before and after this section here, because that's what you do in 2021 and beyond. Am I right, everybody?
You're right. I think this is sort of like steampunk is what a lot of this is here. The D12 Patrol Spider. Look at that giant thing. I know how much you like spiders.
Spiders, although terrify me, this is a great instance of a Lego spider here having like a gas tank in the back. Nice touches all around.
Next to that, you got the Air Defense Dragonfly. I like that use of the old raised base plate from like Islander type sets back there.
Yeah, this is a great one. And these are probably custom felt-like pieces to give it more vibrancy. You know, don't be afraid to use something that isn't Lego in these displays, because if it can add more to it, go for it.
Massive exploration vehicle nominated for Best Steampunk. I love the smoke coming out of the smokestacks there.
Yeah, that's always a very nice technique, seeing that, and again, brings a lot of life and motion into the build, so always be aware of that, and especially going from the black smoke to more gray, really emphasizing the realism there.
There's a Mantis Interceptor. There's like an animal theme that's very interesting here.
Yeah, so we have this Mantis using that same sort of felt idea. This next one over here is a combat beetle. Kind of attacking a Fort Legoredo inspired build, so that must got you excited, Josh.
Oh, for sure. You know, any fort build like that, it gets my vote. Crow's Legions. So this is like some British troops going against some little robots.
Yeah, this seems like a bunch of parts that someone had and didn't know what to do with them with those levers, and they made little robot minions out of them. So it's making good use out of the parts that you might have a surplus of. Excellent job by Luke.
Armored Patrol Toad. Look at that thing. That's amazing. It uses those like boat hole type pieces as the mouth. That's so cool.
Yeah, that is excellent against all these other creatures that are around it. Look like praying mantises, sort of a vibe. So they must be tasty for the Armored Patrol Toad.
Sky pirate ship. So this is your classic, steampunk airship type idea.
Yeah, brown and orange. You love to see that.
Here's a whole bunch of robot steam dinos. And then the journey goes on here, which is the title of this build, which, oh, I love all the like mechs here with that, again, airship. So you got kind of a pirate vibe going on. So this is a nice mixing of humans and kind of robotics and mechs.
Yeah, airship and pirates go hand in hand, so it's awesome to see that.
This is another nice use of those old raised base plates in search of Jules Verne.
Yep, awesome.
Go around the corner here. Got a couple of kind of dino-themed builds. So we keep going. Then this build has been here for several years at BrickFair. It's like a steampunk race. We've seen this in past tours, but it's always neat to see the crowd watching.
Yeah, so is this done like as an interactive thing at the show?
I'm not sure. I might be. I think it might be like game related. So I think that's races that they play as a game.
That's pretty cool. Good to see that interactivity with the crowd.
Oh, I like this little cube here. Clockwork MacGuffin. Little steampunk animals again. Steam car. Ooh, the heavy assault boar. And a scorpion. I love it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess with either of those. The amount of detail in them, excellent.
Leather beetle. Kind of being worked on. So this one's under construction, which is kind of a different take. Mad scientists. Dr. Jonathan Crow's legged abomination. There's more of those little minions.
Yeah, lots of great theming throughout this entire steampunk table. You could really put all these in one giant display, and it's really uniform in that way.
We can go around the corner then and start on this kind of outside edge tables. Keep making our way around to, we'll make it to castle here eventually. So this first display, though, is Islanders, Pirates. This is all of my childhood right here, basically. So many fantastic sets with the Imperial soldiers, the old fort there, kind of the bay area. This is great. Look at the shark going for the turkey.
Yeah, and the vibrancy here is great. You know, it's not just gray castle things. There's a lot of personality and sand castles, like all sorts of little things hidden in here.
And then in a similar style, but modern, you've got the surf shop and a modern-day beach scene with the lighthouse. Lots of folks having fun in the water, except this guy isn't having very much fun.
Yeah, and this is a good demonstration of water techniques with the different colors to show different depths. Really, really cool. And those little touches, they matter. They add up.
It's a very astute observation there. Good job. This is a lava train, so it's got all the lava accents on the side of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're transporting here, but it's looking a little hot and spicy, you know?
Maybe some pickles in there. Who knows? Giant castle over here. More lava underneath. Lots of treasure. Big gray towers.
You know, it catches your eye. Like, this is what you think of when you think final boss, final battle, Dungeons and Dragons. You got the dragon underneath hoarding all the gold. You have the prisoners area, like lava spewing. Like, this screams like evil villain right here, and definitely deserves a nomination for one of the best castles.
Here's a Nexo Knights themed build here, which I've seen very, very few builds based on Nexo Knights, which says a lot about the theme.
It does, but the color scheme and the parts that were part of that line made for some excellent usage. So glad to see that they're taking that spirit and continuing it on.
I love this. It's the yellow Fortrex, and it's like a crawler made out of the old yellow castle.
Yeah, so they had a Fortrex set in Nexo Knights, and they just put the yellow castle on it. That looks awesome.
Yes, great work. Oh, this build here is fantastic. I don't think I'd look too closely at this one. Look at the rock detailing on those walls. I mean, that's taking the kind of rugged Greebling castle look to the next level.
Yeah, especially with the little accents of green really highlighting all of that. This in itself, I couldn't imagine a full castle with it. This must have taken dozens and dozens of hours. Excellent job.
Yeah, great work there. This is Ambush at Wolfpack Tower. So the Wolfpack, very underrated, not a lot of sets in it, but had some really cool minifigures. I always love their shield, kind of insignia.
Yeah, awesome, and the foliage makes it feel very dense and very alive.
One of the largest castle layouts at the show here is next. This is the Stronghold of Colladale. Builder's only 17 years old on this. Really impressive work. You've got the forestmen scaling the walls. I love that, kind of sneaking into the fortress, and then obviously every castle needs a nice little town below it.
Yeah, and there's apparently 8 frogs located all throughout here, so the builder's making it interactive when you're looking at this display. Really forces you to get as many different perspectives on it as possible. Having the addition of the village adds so much more to just having a castle to go with it, so excellent effort made by the builder here, Corey.
I found a frog, Brian. It's right there.
I also found a frog. There's a little chocolate frog over here.
There's only one brown one, so that's more impressive than mine.
Yeah, that shows how attentive I am at the builds, you know?
It's very true. This is a build from The Witcher. I think that's a video game.
Yeah, it's a video game Netflix series. You would probably like Witcher. It takes forever, but you'd like it.
If I can stop making YouTube videos. Duel on Mustafar. Here's a dino just destroying things. Here's a little hobbit build, very green. I like all that green. This looks like a Helm's Deep take, just kind of a custom build Helm's Deep.
Yeah, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, you're familiar with Helm's Deep and the short-lived nature of Lord of the Rings, so it's great to see it continue in LEGO form here.
One of my top themes that they need to bring back, and I think many other people as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, we need to bring back even more trolls and minions. We really need to enlighten the LEGO catalog of product.
It's very true, very true. Okay, and the other largest castle build here. This one is great because it has scenes underneath the castle. It has a massive castle on top. Beautiful drawbridge as the knight tries to hold on there. This giant mill with this great... They took a very unique approach to the water, which was these big kind of pillar pieces that are see-through, so you can... There's like landscaping underneath it.
Yeah, and you're noticing with the cobblestone pathways, they're not entirely light bluish gray. There's some miscoloration there, and that's intentional to make the castle look more weathered. So that's a great use of having, not having all the parts be brand new. You work with what you got, and it adds a little more personality to the build, and that, along with the foliage, makes it stand right out and look beautiful on display.
And we keep going down. Oh, there's even tons of rooms in the back of this build here. So fantastic. Look at that beautiful, sumptuous dinner.
That seems like the dinner we just had over at Longhorn.
That's right. Very, very similar.
There's no lobster, though. We have to go for a lobster dinner next.
Oh, sounds too expensive.
That sounds about right.
This is a castle puzzle maze, so it looks like it uses those are the little gears that like Mario introduced.
I don't think Mario did not introduce them, but they were a part of the line. If you paid more attention to Mario, you would know that.
I would, but that would make me pay attention.
Right, exactly. No, great use of the gears there.
Here's just a micro kind of landscape build. Guardian of the Path. This mock card, I have no clue how you pronounce, but it's a guy walking up to this cube creature.
It's very cube-like and spooky. Excellent job done by Duncan.
Medusa's Lair. It's a great kind of temple build there.
It's taking a collectible minifigure and adding that much more life into the environment that the figure is in. So great job by Eli.
This is a siege build here. Shout out to Joseph Zawada making another feature. Look at that great explosion effect.
Yeah, Joseph Zawada has a nature of having more explosions and vibrancy here. You're seeing look at the black around where the explosion is, because it's like smoldering and just lurking around there. So excellent work there.
Shout out to this trebuchet build over here as well.
Trebuchet, or is that a catapult?
Trebuchet.
It kind of looks like a catapult.
Okay, we can agree to disagree.
Oh, okay.
Spire of Orson Dawes. It's like a monastery life here on this island. Shrine to War. Getting like Mulan vibes from that. And then Elf on the Hunt. So you see the elf down here looking for his next prey. But this waterfall is beautiful, cascading down the rock face.
Yeah, not as much blue in this water, but, rushing rapids are white, so that makes total sense for the build.
It's more of a churning feel to the whole thing. This is a castle in wintertime, which creates some more of that contrast I was talking about earlier. When you have that white, then the gray doesn't feel as overwhelming.
Yeah, and the smooth, not tile pieces, but these rounded pieces really convey snow a lot better than just having studs everywhere. So nice job mixing the gray, the white, and studs, and the smoothness, the tiles all around.
Here's another Nexo Knights inspired build. So a couple of them here.
Yeah, and the dark blue, like once you see that much dark blue in one area, it really makes you reconsider that line because it's good stuff.
This one has a bunch of the shields and sort of insignias with it. And then here's a Jester inspired build. Not sure what, there's the clear roof in there. It almost looks like a greenhouse, but I don't think that, I think it's just a regular house. This is pretty cool here. This is Ava's summer home. And then the big ship over there with all that green.
Yeah, like this is what Nexo Knights brought to the table, and I would have loved to have seen more of it. Obviously, we are not going to, but these colors and the parts availability, fantastic. And look at all the details in the minifigures. They're just so varied, and they remind you a lot of like a video game. So maybe that's my bias coming out with that, but I love all the translucent colors this line brought around.
You do like your video games.
I do like video games, and the translucency, it tickles the fancy, you know?
This has some dinosaurs flying around a kind of pirate island, basically.
Yeah, totally. And those are some classic base plates down on the bottom there. That's retro.
I love it. And down here, this looks like the Vietnam Veterans War Memorial. That's fantastic. Right, we are right in Washington, D.C. here, so very appropriate. Going to a large space build. Though we saw some big space stuff earlier in this tour, but this one has the whole tower with it, which is very impressive.
Yeah, a lot of people were really gunning for something like this to go along with the Saturn V, but clearly the scale needed for something like this would not make for a conventional Lego set, so it's awesome to see Kyle made it for us at BrickFair.
Launch Control Center, also by Kyle. So this has, another part of the Apollo era. This is 1 to 110 scale. He's got the tiny microfigs in there with the banks of computers.
Very, very clean all the way around. Wouldn't be surprised if more of those panels come off for more details, but we saw a little preview here.
Oh, here we've got some sewer baby representation in this sort of post-apocalyptic layout. So I love coming out from under the road there.
Man, these sewer babies must be like poisonous or something. They're really gunning for it. Oh, geez. Sheesh.
I love this building design here with that brewery brick-built lettering.
No, you can't acknowledge anything pertaining to adult beverages. This is a family-friendly program.
Oh, my bad. Well, John will beep it out.
Yeah, don't show what's next to it, too. We're really pouring out this year at BrickFair. I'm not, because I'm family-friendly, but they are.
Family-friendly streamer Bricks O'Brien.
Content creator extraordinaire.
So this is a whole display by the South Carolina adult fans of Lego, scbricks.com, and it's a giant train and city layout, starting with this very ominous black tower with lots of spooky things in it.
All sorts of spooky. And there's a meeting of the skeletons on the front. It's a fan meetup of the dead. A little morbid, but cool.
Some great buildings all along here. That gray building back there with the masonry bricks is great. We've featured some of this in a dedicated video with the beginning of this layout, but they've greatly expanded on it this year.
Yeah, and you're seeing a Simpsons Krusty Burger there. I know a lot of fans are pulling for that with Simpsons, but unfortunately you did not get that. And it continues all the way through. There's a beach scene. A lot of these town layouts, they kind of skimp out on the beach. They're not paying as much attention to it, but between the roads, the way that they're built, the enhancements of the modulars and the creator sets that have been out, there's a lot of care that goes into this, and you can tell that this lug is working together in unison. It's great to see.
This is one of my favorite techniques for water right here. I feel it's just so smooth and calm. It's just really enjoyable to look at, in my opinion. I think I like this better than the parts dumping of like 1x1 studs.
To each their own. I agree with, but I like both.
They each have their uses as well. But yeah, whole massive layout there. Oh, the gas station is really great in the back there.
Gas station is great. I love these pine trees over here. These are excellent. They're so, you look at all the different Lego sets through the years and what fans have done with Christmas tree designs. You seem to get a different one every time, and there's excellent tree design going on here.
pine trees are thick. They really there's none of them. You can't see through them like you can with a lot of tree designs.
No, this is not some Charlie Brown Christmas tree design. Those are thick.
Exactly right. Now, you might notice a few parts of the tour it's getting a little dark, so they did shut off like sort of half the lights or something in here, but I think there's enough to keep going.
The color vibrancy brings it alive. You don't need as many lights on in here with this incredible mini doll themed display. All sorts of colors with the tour bus, enhancements of sets. You got the Vestas wind turbine. You have like kind of a Rainbow Road inspired rail track down here. Really, really different sort of city layout display.
Well, I love the heart-shaped planters in the middle of the town there.
Yeah, awesome touches all around. You've seen some great use of stickers from the Lego Movie 2. All sorts of different things in here. And this goes to show you, you don't need to do just a standard town layout. You can add a lot more vibrancy.
Keep coming down this direction since I feel like it's very dark down there. Here's the giant Heart Lake, which I think is the name of the city, right?
Isn't that punny?
It fits so perfectly. Very calm with just the kayaker out there. Excellent work from that display. And let's see. We want to go over here and make sure we hit this layout. So I think this is another kind of city. Actually, there's some of everything. I'm seeing ships. I'm seeing a roller coaster. I'm seeing a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here, but a lot of good stuff regardless. A combination of Lego sets and custom environments. You're seeing a much more vibrant tropical vibe for the water, which is awesome. Very bustling beach, and then like a string coming along this top portion.
Like a zip line.
Yeah, adding some more life there. They're not really being too successful with the way they're transporting, but Darth Vader hanging by a limb there. But
check out this IHOP and the Dunkin'.
You have one of the greatest eating establishments and then one of the worst right next to it. Shout out to Dunkin', not sponsored. IHOP, absolutely not sponsored. And then Octane right next to it. So you got anything you could need.
I'm still waiting to spot a Denny's. Somebody better have built a Denny's for this tour next year.
Well, let's not encourage them.
This is really great because there's under the table portions. So that's like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles thing happening down there. Some Batman stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. Think of the children, everybody, when you're having your display. Young builders are going to be looking at a lower level of view. That's great for those situations.
Lots more kind of modular-inspired type buildings. More Star Wars ships zooming around the city, which I'm sure is fun for the residents. Check out the Jedi Training Academy down there. I like the multi-tiered look of that.
Yeah, that's a bit of a fire hazard, though. Yoda might set that ablaze with a stroke of lightning or something. I don't know if I'd put that there, but it's going good so far.
It's your second favorite eating establishment after Dunkin'.
I like Chipotle. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Oh, look at this. We've got some more graffiti in there. I like that.
Do you know what that character is that's spitting out the graffiti? Do you know who that is?
Mutated Spider-Man?
Well, Spider-Man's already mutated. That's Miles Morales, an alternate reality version, in some cases, of Spider-Man. A more updated and cool Spider-Man.
There we go. Here's a zoo with some... I like how the zoo only has like really large, intimidating creatures.
Large, intimidating creatures in these very small pens. So that makes for, again, another hazard to the city. Hopefully that's adjusted in future. I think they'll be fine for now. We have another... Not to diss on all these franchises to eliminate sponsorships here. Subway... Listen, there's so many other options. Quiznos, you got Jimmy John's. I don't want to name drop further without any more compensation, but
right. No free shout-outs.
No, absolutely not.
This bridge is really great. So you see kind of the studs not on top type building there, building sideways to create the roadways. That works really well. Here's Chick-fil-A taking over the Daily Bugle.
Yeah, it's the Daily Poogle. Puggle? Poogle. Oh, there's a pug on top. Oh, there he is. There's a pug. I like the idea of the Daily Poogle. Poogle. It's
very French.
It sounds very like Ritz-Carlton-esque, lots of money. And speaking of lots of money, the top 1/10 of 1% of all content creators going to that Starbucks right there near the brick firm. So you get your taxes done and your coffee in one go.
Look at them. That's my kind of day right there. Look at these great lights as well as a building completely burning down.
Yeah, you got to love burning,
Okay, so I think that takes us over to... We've been there. Oh, we've been there. Okay. See, you've got a good memory here, Brian. So we scoot on over to this display then. Hopefully there's enough lights that you're actually seeing everything that we're talking about. We'll start with this great city block here. So this is interesting. They go for kind of a complete block instead of individual buildings here. All sorts of little buildings, kind of stores on the bottom of this display.
Now, I was told by the builders here that this is actually Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs inspired. So you're seeing all these different pieces of food littering all throughout here. Hot dogs, hamburgers, bananas. There's all sorts of things just falling all throughout the sky. So excellent job adding. You know, you don't need to make that many more buildings to add to your display. You can do things like just little details to give it that much more life. And because it's Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, you're seeing kids really enjoy that stuff too, along with all the Marvel characters and little details. So excellent work to the team over here.
And we'll keep going around the corner. It looks like the builder's coming around, turning on some lights for us. Thank you. Great work all along here. The lights are very helpful since there aren't a lot of lights on in the convention hall right now. Here's a giant dinosaur causing chaos throughout the city. So we come along here. The corner grocery store. I like this yellow kind of train station. You've got a spaceman riding a bear up there. There's just so much happening.
And there's like an alien invasion going on over here with the fire station. Like, there's a lot. You could spend so much time in just this area alone with all the different skyscrapers, the town hall with the actual building of what it's supposed to be.
There's a train coming around the corner.
Oh, it's a green train. Air cargo. It's so different. It's great. And it's supposed to be an atomic-powered train leaking radiation over here.
Okay. Well, it doesn't have to be leaking it. It's just powered.
Well, you know, radiation, it's always been problematic.
Oh, I love this sandwich build here. The dino is really going at it on that sandwich. That's beautiful. Giant donut.
And of course, in any city where it has donuts, buses, you have death in the form of the cemetery over here, done by Laurie.
I like how you just made that smooth connection between those things. It's just one leads to another.
Yeah, with all these hamburgers falling out the sky and donuts, death is inevitable, you know? It's a cardiac arrest, everybody.
We should give a shout out to Richmond Lego Users Group, which is this group that has all these displays here as well. All of these creative, talented builds. Here's a dinosaur going into a teepee. This is a whole Western layout here. You've got trains running. You've got the stagecoach. Hey, look at what they got in there, Brian.
Oh, it's one of the only 3 Mario things in the whole convention. It's a Pokey. Oh my goodness.
They got confused. They thought it was part of the Western layout.
Oh well. Oh,
At least it's there.
Yeah, at least it's there.
Two of the trains are based off of 420 Porters, and then this train right here is based off of a Ampton and Cranboy 620 train. The historically has the fastest train in early American train and the first photograph train in American history, with huge 9-foot drivers. If you can find a picture of Douglas Self or the Museum of Retro Technology.
Thank you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
You got a little pirate haven here. Love that with that nice white tower. It's kind of the rope holding up the mast. Victorian house.
Joshua, how does that Ronald McDonald make you feel?
A little scared.
Yeah, that's a promotional thing. That's actually super rare. So it's just scaring the children of Virginia.
Imagine like turning out the lights at night and then that thing's looking at you.
That's how I feel every night when I sleep anyways.
This is the HMS Cerberus, fictional construction of an 18th century frigate-class sailing ship.
Now, I never like to show biases with these builds here, everybody, but we have a nomination for one of my personal favorites here. Look at the puppy. Aw, so cuddled up and so nice.
This is the professor's study. I love that this build speaks to me on a deep level right here, from that great old throwback to the stained glass window from the old 90s castle, all of this collection of artifacts from around the world. My dream office right there someday.
Yep, and we have back there Hobbs of Calvin and Hobbes. We have the Raiden project, a 3D version of the game itself on PlayStation. Don't see many builds of like video games in general, and especially an arcade shoot 'em up like this. We have a really interesting rendition of Castle. What's this? Castle Forestman? That theme, right?
Yeah, Forestman, but in the style of the Star Wars Ewok Village set.
So you remembered that Star Wars one? Nice, excellent. Yeah,
I'm learning as the tour goes on.
It's incredible. Yeah, so great to see that there, and all sorts of throwbacks to different Lego themes here, modernized in their own ways. You have Mini Fortnite battle.
It's Fortnite, my favorite video game of all time.
As it should be, mine too. We have a large Spirius guy, Spirius, and then a Spirius Command by Joe. Excellent work with the light up blues and the blacks and the whatnot. Looks like the sign got messed up, and it was supposed to say late or early 90s actually for this era space station here, the red and the blue, contrasting and looking beautiful.
As we round the corner, you can see the side of that display. Here's a concert going on. Little Jaws, the ride. And then a day at the beach, which has a beautiful water scene, and then underneath all of the different animals there. I love it.
Yeah, excellent detail work and showing. I love displays that have the backdrop, because instead of looking at whatever's behind it, you at least have a little bit of a setting there. It's like a diorama. It's cool.
Sometime I'll have to tell the viewers about the time that John and I almost got attacked by a manta ray on the island of Saipan.
Okay, we get it. You travel. You got the ad revenue. All right.
I'm glad we've established that. Here's a couple cyberpunk dystopian islands here. Really, really fantastic. Like we were talking about the cyberpunk displays earlier, stuff looks great. And a few trains as well.
Awesome. Yeah. So we're coming up on more of the tour here. We'll head over toward this way.
Watch the ladder, John. Oh boy, we just about had a disaster.
Yeah, you don't want to get bad luck. You absolutely don't want to do that. We'll take a look at what this build over here we actually glanced by for a hot second. This is a massive Star Wars build, I believe, of the planet Mustafar.
Yes.
And did you talk to the builder about this?
We did. We'll have a very in-depth video with the builder going through this entire thing over here.
Yeah, so this is an incredibly massive display that has lights all over it. And we have just like a few more sections of the tour over here. We'll head over to, this table? This next one, or you want to do this one?
It's up to you.
We'll do this one next, all right? So, we always bounce around on these tours. We're trying to give good shout-outs to now Charm City Lug in this area. We have Star Wars The Ride, which is a Disney sort of vibe, but this is Star Wars Land.
It's like the original trilogy of movies, famous scenes depicted as you ride around in basically a train.
Yeah, you see, the Star Destroyer, Millennium Falcon, the AT-AT, Dual-On Bespin, really just everything encapsulated here. I've actually never seen anything like this before, even like with the Death Star. And everyone's favorite ride, getting frozen in carbonite.
This is very reminiscent of the Ewok Adventureland build that Boone and a bunch of different builders were involved in.
No, but this is a lot more detailed and a lot better because it encompasses so many scenes of so many more movies.
And then moving on to Pirate Islander themed really here. So my favorite part of this is this upscaled mask. This brick-built version of the Islander mask here is just so cool.
That grabs your attention, feels very animated in that sense.
And then look at the little like overgrown island like sandbar thing out there. That's so cool.
That's meant to, it kind of looks like it's meant to convey scale, like a larger land mass, just kind of shrunk down, like those are all the trees and whatnot. Excellent use of that.
This is then the start of a big train layout. You've got a nice giant mountain here with kind of a train car, maybe like a coal car or something going through there.
Yeah, I don't know how you could possibly get in there with your hands to adjust things. That's excellent.
Crab Shack, good seafood. Here's I think that's from Mary Poppins, the like admiral or whoever that is that shoots off the cannon on the top of the house.
I actually haven't seen that. You knew a movie that I didn't.
Huh. Oh, classic. You got to check it out. Great movie.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Big, massive kind of roadways here using those old base plates in between these modular type buildings.
Yeah, absolutely. And taking some of those modulars, turning them on their head, always awesome to see from Charm City Lug.
Here's a good use of the Amelia Earhart plane. That's the Earhart Diner, so I guess that would be why.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're moving on into some more mechs, some samurai-inspired mechs, Elemental, Glacial Guardian, the Crimson Guardian, as well as the Amber Guardian. Nice selection.
Shout out to that build back there, which is like dudes riding on a giant, I don't know, ostrich or something?
Yeah, like an ostrich sort of a deal. You have, again, another Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner mock there. Excellent, excellent. And then the Wright Brothers Flyer.
I like that.
No, I like that one as well. Like, I know you're the history buff between the two of us, but that's really cool.
Here's I guess this is a castle layout, but it also has a giant observatory, or that's like a UFO, or maybe? I'm not sure.
So the way I would interpret it is either as a UFO, or if this was like a whole covered dome and that was like the top observation portion of the area, like kind of like, you ever see the movie, what's it called? Where it's Jim Carrey stuck in the bubble.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Truman Show.
Truman Show, kind of Truman Show inspired. Maybe something like that. Use your imagination a little bit.
Look at that. We actually both knew about something.
That's incredible. We should do this more often.
But yes, this castle in particular is really nice over here. I love this large kind of keep on the right side here. The way that they build out beyond just the gray walls looks great.
Yeah, and all sorts of colors, not just a gray castle. There's red accents and green as well. Excellent work.
Here are some maps. These are, I think, done. Actually, it's not just maps. It's also kind of architecture as well. And these look real. I love the colors, clearly using the art mosaic pieces.
You know, for art being such a newer thing, you don't see many using the art format in this show. It's kind of surprising.
So we'll take a look at this map on the right and leave your thoughts in the comments. What country do you think that is? I was talking to the builder of these earlier, so I'm not gonna give it away. But if you look at the architecture around it, it's kind of a good hint. And then here's a water build with like some kind of interesting watercraft sucking up trash from the water.
That's a great message on that one.
Hidden tomb. And then I think that, let's see, I guess that finishes out this section. Over here, yes, over here, which has the a couple of the most spectacular builds at the show. We'll talk about those when we get to them. There's a lot of great stuff over here. This is the 11th hour, so it's Santa and all the elves going at it.
Santa and all the elves going at it is one way to convey Christmas Eve and the production of the toys for the holiday season. Very, very lively display.
Humble home, just kind of a nice house built up on a cliff. Small workshop here. I like the craftsman drill behind that as well, using those great kind of power miners drill bits. Scouring the wasteland, more nice post-apocalyptic. This ship I was looking at the other day, I love this. It's Adventures of the Sweet Cherry on the Meringue Sea, and it's like pie on the sail there, and then the whole thing is pie themed.
That screams holiday season and just happiness. Who doesn't love pie? And especially seeing it in this form here. Do you have a favorite flavor of pie?
Apple, definitely apple.
Yeah, apple, blueberry. That's
Blueberry's really good too.
Yeah.
This is a fantastic build here, and there's some lights in it. I think there might be some movement in the middle there, though I don't know if I've actually seen this moving yet at any point during the show. But the tent and the inside is fantastic, but even the trees, the landscaping, this red and gold border, everything about this build is just displayed so nicely.
Yeah, the fact that there's lights added into it gives it that much more of a feel to it. And to get this curved technique of the tent itself, it could be very unstable, but the builder mastered it expertly here.
Next to that here is some like automaton type builds. This one up here that's running is actually really cool. Shout out to the Beyond the Brick TikTok page where we posted a video of that. If you're not following us on TikTok, well, you should be because we post great stuff there.
Yeah, and you're seeing magic happen right before your very eyes, everybody. Is it a cooked chicken? Is it nothing? Is it the egg? Which came first? The world may never know.
I love this little ship at sea build down here as well that gives that nice rocking wave effect. Even in just a small build, it works well. Now we're getting into a few of Martin Harris's builds. This is the famous Martin from Alabama, who we've featured many times on Beyond the Brick. Legendary builder, all around great dude. And this is a build that we featured of his, Rapunzel's Tower from Tangled. So you can check out that full video on the channel if you want to learn more about that. And then I'm just going to hand the mic to Brian for a few moments as we round the corner.
I did this multiple times on the tour last time, everybody. It is Princess Peach's castle. The world may finally rest. The grace of the castle made its way to BrickFair Virginia 2021. I did an in-depth interview with Martin Harris himself, nominated for one of the best castles of the show. Everything from the stained glass Princess Peach at the very top of the castle. You have Easter eggs hidden all throughout it. And if you look way into the lobby there, John, why don't you get right up in there? There we go. The people got to see Mario, Peach, and the expert level of detail on the floor with the sundial tiling. So much went into this build. I was very honored that Martin consulted me for some Easter eggs and some fun things to go along with it. Massive shout out to him for transporting this for the show so I could see it. Check out the full in-depth video on the channel for more.
What a wonderful creation. And Brian inspired that. It's amazing the power you have.
You know, I got to cash in these eClout checks occasionally, and I'm very, very happy Martin allowed me to cash one in for this incredible build. Kids have loved it all weekend.
This is his giant Quidditch from Harry Potter. I think that's the name.
Yes, you got that. Yeah. Excellent. Awesome. All these minifigures are actually unique. There's not one that are the same to each other. So really decking out Hogwarts. You have all sorts of characters hidden up top, like a shark biting somebody in a Gryffindor stand. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, with Martin, you never quite know what you're going to get, but you know it's going to be brilliant. We have a builder right here that we want to grab real quick for this build as we round the corner. Oh no, he's running away. Well, in that case, we'll just have to show off his builds without him here. The highlight of this display is certainly the completely 100% brick-built shirtless Woody right there.
How does shirtless Woody make you feel, Joshua? It makes you feel some kind of way, you know?
I mean, the talent is clearly apparent on this build. I mean, look at all of the work that went into that.
Look at the chiseled printed abs. You wish you had that physique. I wish I had that physique.
Don't we all?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we have the minifigure shirtless. There's a lot of there's a lot going on. I don't know if this is safe for the kids. We better move on, John. I don't know if
you don't want to dwell on builds like this too long.
Not quite. No.
Let's see. Then you've got some ruined temple vignettes. There's White House down in the background. The White House on fire. Here's a little Harry Potter build. What can you tell us about this?
This involves characters from the Harry Potter franchise, the Flu Network. Oh, this is when they're going and they're transporting from the house into Hogwarts. So they go into the fireplace. I didn't quite remember until I looked at the mock card. But you go into the fireplace and then you go where you want to.
Thank you for that. Some more Dino Jurassic World builds. Another Chick-fil-A. I think there's like 2 or 3 well-done Chick-fil-A builds.
That's Brick-fil-A.
Oh, my bad.
Non-copyright infringing. Brick-fil-A.
One right across the parking lot here at BrickFair. I ate breakfast there this morning.
Yeah, they actually have plastic sandwiches. Not good for the digestive system. Cleans you right out, though.
Next to that is Samurai X Hideout. So this is where the samurai trailer. It kind of reminds me of Batman's like Batcave, but for samurai.
Yeah, this is like a more technologically advanced sort of Ninjago sort of vibe with this, and this is kind of what they're conveying over here between Christian's builds. And you have a little shout out there, a little promo. They knew we'd come by.
Look at that. Thanks for displaying the sticker here, Christian. This is a great looking temple. I love the blue clear pieces there so you can kind of see inside. The roof is really well done.
Yeah, awesome detailing work here.
We got a very large build next to that, the Colossus by Luke Little. This build is not little, though. It also uses a ton of different types of pieces. So you've got different colors. Almost feels like it kind of grew out of the earth.
Yeah, and you can tell these are like snails crawling up the top here, so that gives you a good sense of scale. Helicopter all throughout here. Going from a more nature vibe to industrial all at the top.
I've got to correct you real quick. The mock card says those bunny rabbits that it houses.
See, you know, this is a good thing about the walkthrough. We correct each other where we need to.
And then this is a Cryon planet cleaner. And I think you've pointed out in this tour previously using kind of capes and that sort of thing to good use.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily concealing the build. It's like enhancing it with the way that the cloaks are. Awesome stuff.
Here's Taco Tuesday and the birthday mariachi band. Is that what you're looking for?
I wish someone cared about my birthday enough to throw me a party on Taco Tuesday. It's awesome. The architectural style here.
Probably hard to find a mariachi band in Boston.
You'd be surprised. I can call a few people.
There you go. So a nice little carnival here. Lots of fun rides. I like the alternating blue and yellow slide there.
Yeah, this is a nice carnival scene. Really wishing we got a flying swing set for an official Lego set, but that's taking the carousel that came out a couple years ago, turning it on its head in a nice way. So awesome carnival setup.
That flying swing set is like the most intense ride I can take. I'm not very good with carnival rides.
Oh, you got to do the Superman at Six Flags. You got to shoot you right up, and then
No, that's not really my vibe.
Yeah, one day.
We'll do Beyond the Brick trip there. Maybe I can do it. But until then, we'll check out these fish sculptures. That big one in the back looks great.
I would love to see, now that I'm looking at this, someone do like an aquarium, like a big section that's an aquarium, all different, like a lug does all different fish. That would be awesome.
Hey, you gotta kickstart these things.
Yeah, Jeremy did good with those fish as it is, though.
Got some laser transport mayhem. So this is an apocalyptic universe, so kind of old and new technology being used here. And lots of different battle scenes. Let's see, then you got an island kind of layout here. And I guess this is back to where we started with this, isn't it? So let's see, where do we go from here, Brian?
We go maybe to bed. Or
not quite.
More places to go. Does John happen to know where we go, or do we go?
We just keep walking. I'm
going to let you be my eyes. I'm going to look into the camera and say thank you to everybody for listening.
You're about to run in the bar.
Listening, watching, and tuning in to the tour video. We do everything we can at Beyond the Brick to get the most in-depth tours that we can. Quite literally, Joshua is my eyes and ears as we find even more to explore.
I got you.
Okay, thank you so much. So. Hopefully you've enjoyed everything so far. Can't wait to see you here in 2022 or other shows that happen down.
I'm going to stop you right there because we're here at the next display.
Oh, there we go.
So this is back to more military as well as some G.I. Joe. So these mostly the plane section here. This is by Yasser Moran, who's done a whole bunch of planes right here. So as we go down the line, it's even kind of an aircraft carrier. This is an F-22 squadron. B-17 Flying Fortress by Colin. That's a great looking model. A5 Vigilante. It's a sort of like D-Day inspired type build. This next layout is something that will be familiar to fans who have watched our past BrickFair tours, the giant G.I. Joe layout. And this is something these builders add to kind of every year. They add little updates and buildings and vehicles and all sorts of things from G.I. Joe.
Yeah, I'm not a big G.I. Joe fan myself, but it's nice to see that representation. And it's not a theme that Lego has, because I think that's what, Mattel or Hasbro that has that. But yeah, cool to see a massive G.I. Joe display like this.
I think this big tan sort of fortress building with the cool looking snakes on it, I think is new this year if I'm not mistaken, and it looks great. The Cobra Silent Castle. So I like that. And lots of well-armored vehicles. Let's see, we have Magnus who can tell us a thing or two about this. So first off, it's great to see you at the show, and then what can you give like a 1 minute overview of what's new this year?
New thing this year is the Cobra Silent Castle. It looks better from that angle than this angle, and it's based on this.
Ooh, that's a great shot.
From that angle. Next year, I will have an interior, and it'll be lit up. I'm making that vow to you, Beyond the Brick. Come back next year, and there'll be a full interior. This is my quarantine project. I'm especially proud of the angles I've gotten on the walls, which was tricky, but once I figured out how to do it, I was able to figure it out.
Great work. It's always great to see what you bring every year. Keep it up. We'll look forward to next year's updates.
I look forward to giving a full tour of the castle next year.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you meet some fans over here?
I have adoring fans all across the globe.
You just can't get away from them.
It's crazy, man.
There's some more G.I. Joe vehicles all around here as well. So fans of G.I. Joe will obviously recognize a lot of this stuff that I don't know anything about, but tons of vehicles in the G.I. Joe army here. And we'll go around the corner with some more G.I. Joe, and then this is back to just kind of modern military, sort of type build, modern futuristic military. Nominated. This here is nominated for best aircraft. It's a very impressive looking helicopter. A whole bunch of camo vehicles. I like the Arctic Wolf, some more kind of snow camo on these. And then some more jets as well. I like the builders that use these kind of like landing pads to create a scene. This is Evan Melik. We featured some of his builds in past years as well. Lots of fantastic stuff in this display. I think we'll just walk across the aisle to the next area then, continuing with your favorite theme, military.
Yeah, hey man, you know, gotta have a good variety at BrickFair.
This is by Sean Veers, I believe is the builder's name, and it's a scene from Saving Private Ryan. So there's actually them right here shooting the movie. You'll notice down here. We have a whole video we shot with Sean. He always brings fantastic stuff. You've probably seen some of his stuff in the past on Beyond the Brick. And this whole scene just fantastic. So much detail in the buildings, the minifigures, everything about this is wonderful and captures the scene very nicely. Whole bunch of smaller vehicles next to that. Then the outskirts of Kharkov during the Second World War. Some fighter planes, some tanks. Brian, do you have a favorite World War II movie?
Oh man, you really threw me on the spot. I have to brush up.
Okay, well, while you think about that, we'll keep looking at some more builds. This is another battle from January 1945 right there. The defense of Ukraine. You see some more kind of USSR troops. There's a World War I build, Battle of the Trenches. I like this. I feel like this captures the chaos of a First World War battle very nicely. And even the cavalry back there. Horses were very important still at that point in history. I like this build is interesting. It's like a corner build and it's just kind of the facades, the front of all of these buildings here. As you walk around, it's kind of a German raid fighting house to house. This is the attack on Parker's Farm in the Revolutionary War. You got Fort Sumter kicking off the American Civil War back there. World War II North African build. You got a German fighter down there. Here's a large kind of city attack, kind of the tanks coming into the city as we round the corner into this build. Some smaller helicopters. This next one here has an incredible amount of effort from Caden Burton putting into capturing the battle for Bloody Nose Ridge. We'll have another in-depth video on this as well. The rock work here is great, though.
Yeah, I love the rock work and then the fumes of smoke coming out. That's a very awesome technique.
And next to that, some more winter themed. It's a Battle of the Bulge. And then it looks like another First World War build here where you see the Allied tank going in against the German soldiers. I like this little build with the soldiers surrounding the house, going in on an attack. And then to finish this section out is a whole bunch of zombie vignettes from the Call of Duty games. So this is like 10 years worth of zombie Call of Duty games.
Yeah, I have played quite a variety of these maps, all the way from Nuketown to Ascension, Origins, Revelations, Classified, Alpha Omega. Like, this is a massive tribute to the Zombies franchise. If I had to pick one of my favorite maps here, I mean, Nuketown's an easy one. I really like Mob of the Dead, Kino der Untoten. You gotta love that stuff, man. And all the way from Nacht der Untoten. There's just such a great tribute here.
Yeah, fantastic work. And we had the builder take us through all of those as well for another more in-depth video. I think then we want to go over here. Brickmania decided to make a small showing this year, as always, and bring out the USS Macon Island, this massive aircraft carrier that they have on display at the show. So they've got, you can just see the scale. Look at the scale of this kit back here compared to the size of this whole thing. It's absolutely insane. Always wonderful to see what they bring to the show.
You could say they really brought out the big guns for that one.
Oh boy. Why don't we turn our attention to this next rectangle here? And I think we're coming to an end soon. Unfortunately, our time here is not going to be too much longer.
Yeah, I believe we took a look at this section yesterday, Wamalug, or no?
Nope, we haven't seen this yet.
Oh, there's a lot of towns.
There is a lot of towns, a lot of trains, a lot of harbors. But hey, look at the Wama LTC, Wama Lug, Lego Train Club, Lego Users Group. Look at all built out of flowers. I like that. Lots of cool vehicles, even some fun happening in the flower gardens. Here's a big giant container ship.
Now this one should have been like stuck within like the harbor, just like clogging up all the traffic there. But I like seeing a shipping container build like this. You don't really see this at shows very often. Awesome.
Hey, it's the USS Constitution.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that one there. Looks pretty accurate to it. Everything down from the flag, and it's very authentic. By Joshua Hamilton, your alter ego.
That's right. Coming out building historical ships. I can appreciate that. The port with lots of, I like the kind of beach-colored buildings back there. Those colors are very nice.
There's another Chick-fil-A sighting.
Oh, a little baby Chick-fil-A. Like that.
That's like a chick.
Like a nugget.
Like a nugget fillet. Yeah.
Around the corner here, you got the old pirate ship. Here's some sketchy folks at the train station. And it's Boston Market.
Boston Market's not really that good. No.
Okay. Overrated.
No, just not rated at all.
Feel bad for the people of Boston Market. Well, CVS.
John's very familiar. Wells Fargo, where all the Beyond the Brick all the loans come out to fly me out here.
You got to spend a lot of time there making deals. Check out the parking garage. You can see all the cars inside there. That's not something you see with Lego very often.
No, that's really great to see. We're getting into some really interesting buildings coming up here with these two more specifically, the Cosmo and the Flamingo. These look like two different hotels, a motel and a hotel. The way that these buildings are crafted is just so distinct from anything else, and it looks like it's right near a helipad and like a train station, so really unique looking builds.
And the lettering on both of those, using the bananas for the Cosmo sign and then the Flamingo with that coral look to it. Wonderful work. Here's St. John's Church in Washington, D.C. We've entered the skyscraper section here.
Yeah, skyscrapers that are taller than some of us, actually. This is pretty impressive. Of course, the almighty Octane Tower is here. You have the Brick Center, the Sheridan, and many other towers looming in the city.
Yes, this has a really nice big city vibe to it. Look at the lights on this Avengers Tower. That's fantastic. Very well done. And then Union Station over here in Washington, D.C. This big gray imposing looking structure. This old town trolley is really great as well. Orange and green there. We've reached the massive rail yard now. Once again, Brian, what stands out here for you?
What's standing out here is the circus train cars down toward this area. Like you see some Duplo animals in here. You see some brick built and an awesome color vibrancy to contrast the more classic looking trains. I love seeing this, and especially the classic green dragon train right there, like a carriage that's being pulled out. It's lots of whimsy with this section.
Right, so much to look at. And then down here is the full circus tent with lots more characters as well. Oh, I love the Once Upon a Brick from the pop-up book set uses a backdrop there on the stage.
Yeah, lots of whimsy continuing with this carnival area. I love that they use the sail pieces from Pirates of Barracuda Bay to make a circus tent. Great use of those fabric pieces.
Look at the sushi truck. It's shaped like sushi. That is brilliant. If I ran a food truck, that would be it. And then some more nice city blocks here. See the Sunset Motel. Got some folks enjoying the rooftop there. And Joe's Garage.
More modified buildings. You have Top Liquors. You have the Stone House Tavern. The Sweet Dreams Bakery. No, good assortment of eateries around here.
Music store. Well, there's so many fires in these cities. I'm concerned.
That's why Lego makes so many fire sets, because you got to have the firefighters putting out the fires.
That's very true. They got to have something to do. We got a 7-Eleven here. Any other food places? There's a Lego store and like a Pac-Man arcade. Here's a sort of a corn maze type of thing with some of the Looney Tunes characters in there. Let's see, that finishes out that section. Is there anything we haven't shown at this point? I think the Mount Vernon up here.
Yeah, we haven't shown off that.
Yes, I think that might be the final build, though, of the show. I'm pretty sure we've hit everything else that's on display. We could go in and show what the vendor area looks like, if it's worth the walk over there.
It's up to you. It's up to John.
You just a lot of people, especially international viewers, might not realize that. But before we do that, this is George Washington's Mount Vernon, so the famous home of George Washington. We actually did a video on the first iteration of this a while back, but this has been expanded on massively. Now there's kind of the garden areas in addition to all of the houses here. You've even got some like livestock area, so there's tons to look at within this build. This is kind of right at the front here. Obviously a lot of history closely related to Washington, D.C., so it's worth taking a look at that. And I think since we've shown all the builds, we'll just show briefly the vendor area. It's probably all covered up, but at least people can see. This is what the secondary room looks like at BrickFair Virginia.
Yeah, and just as important, well, maybe not just as important, but having vendors here allows people at the show to get their hands on some more uncommon minifigures and sets that have released over the years, because obviously LEGO has a lot going on with it, and it gives a great opportunity also for printed parts. So lots to take a look at in the vendors hall, a couple games in here as well. A great display and variety that is showcased from the various independent businesses other than the big red brick in the sky being around these parts.
Look at this great carnival game. You throw the ring on it, you get some free sets.
I mean, it's just a little bit of whimsy in here. 15 rings for $2, it's not bad.
In the future, we should sell shout-outs to vendors in this video.
You know what? Why don't we do that? Why don't y'all do that?
Yeah. I mean, why haven't we thought of that before?
Aren't y'all professionals?
I thought we were. Oh, one thing that's new this year that I don't think I've seen before is this art gallery, which it appears they kind of took from LEGO Kids Fest shows.
Literally took from Kids Fest because the branding's right on it.
I mean, it didn't even try to hide it.
Yeah, it's the fun is building.
So
I get it.
See all of these white base plates and these 16 by 16 base plates and tons of 1 by 1 bricks that you can make little kind of basically mosaics out of your own little art gallery.
Yeah, perfect way to make some 8-bit characters like, I don't know, Mario in there or something. Be really nice. Good stuff.
Just an idea.
Just an idea, everybody.
So here's what all of the vendors look like. So right now they're all closed up. Shout out to our man Victor at Eclipse Graphics who printed our mic cover here for us.
Oh, really, really nice.
Yes. Citizen Brick, I like their banners. You know, some of these banners are just real nice.
Yeah, you have the BrickFair Derby over here, so there's lots of interactive activities for people to do other than just looking at LEGO, so it's awesome.
Come and build your Derby car and race it down. What else? We've got a few other vendors here. But yeah, they sell sets, they sell pieces. There's basically anything you can imagine.
Yeah, we have like all sorts of retired products in here. You know, a lot of parents are surprised at some of the prices here, but these are rare minifigures that are not very easy to come by. So it's a good chance to get your hands on them in person and see what they look like before you buy them.
There's the merch section for BrickFair as well, so you can buy your own merch. Here's the arcade portion of the show as well. You can try to win some free pieces.
Yeah, I mean, while you're here, might as well spend a quarter and give it a shot, right?
If I had any quarters, I'd try it out.
Yeah, John can adjust the budget. Yeah.
There's a way to get change, though. Oh, they have a claw machine. I feel like that's going to be very difficult, though.
Yeah, I don't know if I mean, not to knock the claw machine. I don't know if I trust it, you know?
Well, with that little breeze through the vendor area, I'm pretty sure that might finish it all out for us. I think we've hit 100% of the builds. We've certainly done our best to show you as much as we could find here at the show.
And if you're not satisfied with that, you're just going to have to come out and see all these for yourself in 2022 or any of the other shows that Beyond the Brick is going to be at.
Feel free to comment below with your favorite. If you've made it this far into the video, we certainly appreciate your viewership. Thank you for sticking with us throughout the whole convention tour here. It's always a pleasure to go around and check out all of these incredible builds on display because we can only do, individual videos on a small number of these, so it's great to see everything.
Absolutely. Thank you all for tuning in, listening, and watching. It's been a pleasure doing this with you, Joshua. Thank you for having me, John. I guess we'll see you again in the next one.
Sounds good.